Everybody give us a moment. If you are in the queue, make sure that you are a flagrant misogynist. What is going on? Do you think that men are better at leading than women?
Yeah, I do. And
Okay.
also, wait, I have a question. Wait, I have a question. Wait, why are you meeting Joe Biden if you're pro-Palestine? That makes no sense.
Sure, great question. So first of all, yes, I am pro-Palestine, and then second of all, I don't see any effective reason to turn down an invitation to the White House, especially that from the Biden-Harris administration. While I obviously disagree with them, oriented towards their policy directed at Israel, there's a lot that I do agree with them on. Plus, just being invited to the White House is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And I mean, at the end of the day, I think that going to the White House and taking them up on that opportunity could, at the end of the day, give me more notability. That would give me a greater ability to like spread my message.
Yeah, so
But
you're knowingly gonna shake hands
can,
with someone that has blood on their hands.
are you pro-Palestine?
Yeah, I'm pro-Palestine.
Okay. Did you vote for Kamala Harris?
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't vote at all, but
Okay. Well, I mean, like you knowingly abstained from a vote knowing that it increased the chance of Trump winning inside of the Electoral College.
yeah, but I'm not going out to meet Trump and shake his hand like you are.
Okay. Well, I mean, I've explained to you like my reasonings for it, and I think they're incredibly valid.
Wait, would you think someone's bad if they meet Netanyahu?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, wait, what's the symmetry breaker between Netanyahu and Biden? He's
Sure.
spending them.
There's a lot of symmetry breakers between Netanyahu and Biden. First of all, Biden and Harris have assessed a position, that being that they don't want to ruthlessly kill innocent people. I understand the contrarian of that would be the fact that they have funded Israel with money and weapons. However, when we look at the advocation for a ceasefire agreement on top of an arms embargo, we can understand that these things are too late. But when we compare and contrast those things with the pros of their administration, such as advocacy for women's rights, advocacy for the rights of minority communities, advocacy for better tax policy that would work better for the average American, while also, trying to work with the other side of the aisle to resolve conflict in Ukraine, I overwhelmingly think that it is a good idea. But I will now ask you, do you think that men are better at leading than women?
Bro, you're so performative. Holy shit.
Are you going to answer the question? Like, I'm not performative. I don't really care what you think, though. Can you answer the question on top of my head? Okay, no, he didn't want to answer the question. Damn, he thought he was going to eat with that one. He thought he was going to eat with that one. All right, we're going to go to get our next guest up in here right now. You just wanted to waste our time. Everybody just give us a minute. He, in fact, did not eat. Yeah. But, I mean, if it makes you, like, feel any better.
Hello.
Hey, Harrison, do you think that men are better at leading than women? Okay, and Harrison left. I guess he just wanted to come up here and say that he thinks, he just wanted to say hello. Okay, hey, what's up, Jen? Do you think that men are better at leading than women?
Yes, I do.
Jen, how old are you?
16.
Okay, listen, Jen, you got to be at least 18 to be on the live, but Jen, please listen to the live. Just please, dear God, please listen to the live. Please. Please take like a little bit of your time to listen to what I have to say. Please.
Yo, what's going on, brother?
Oh, what's up, man? Do you think that men are better at leading than women?
Yeah, under my metaphysical ideology, yeah.
So why do you think that men are better at leading than women?
So I think based on an essentialist point of view, I think under modality scopes of what we mean by some kind of structuralization, we could affirm some kind of characteristic trait between one certain aspect of a situation over the other.
Okay, so first of all, you said monality scope. It's called a modality.
No, I said modality. I know you're more tracking already because you lost an animated data already, but I said modality scope.
You said
it's okay.
modality.
I know you're not tracking it.
So one second, sir. Do you mind if I speak real quick?
Yeah.
Thank you. You said monality, right? It's pronounced modality.
I said modality.
So
I know
you're
you're
saying
on
that there's a
tracking
difference
already,
in
but
what's that?
I know you're on tracking already because you lost to a 16-year-old named Affinity already on theology. But come on, keep up in the debate already, Dean. You're losing me already.
Okay. Well, I think I did beat him in a debate, and I'm pretty
you
sure I
lost
whipped
pretty
your
bad.
ass.
You had to primitive use him and actually kick him from.
Sir, with all due respect, we got to be able to let each other speak. I know that you can't let your girlfriend or your wife finish, but try to let me finish, okay? Doll, thank you so much for the 10 gifted subs. I appreciate you for the love. Thank you so much for the love, Doll. The funny thing is I have no clue who Affinity is, but I bet I whipped his ass. Just saying. So in other words, you think that there's some characteristic difference between men and women that makes men better at leading than women. So yeah, what is the relevant distinctions between men and women that make men better at leading? And Cater, thank you for the galaxy. I appreciate
So
that.
I think based on some kind of idealistic scope, right? When we talk about idealism and the structure of a naturalization between a characteristic, we can actually hit up the fact that like Dean can never please his girlfriend because she's actually cheating on him with the 16-year-old named Affinity who whooped his ass in a fucking debate because you suck. And you couldn't name a single feat. You lost at Theist Burke, so you left the debate bro community. You had to quit philosophy because you lost to every single philosopher that you've ever met. You lost to Ben Shapiro. You lost to Charlie Kirk. You couldn't name a single debate feat that you had. You left Dutch vegan role.
Do you mind if I
had
ask
the
you a
Duncan
question?
anime debate community. You lost to Lucario. You lost to Sinte. You found Sinte to be a good debater. Who did he lose to? Anime debaters? You aren't good, Dean. You never would be good. You can't even untrack the arguments that I'm already using because you're trash.
Yeah, take your time, man. Do you have anything else?
Well, I also wanted to say, let's debate theology. You said you used the POE argument to debunk ADS.
Marissa, thank you so much for the $3 on Venmo. Okay, so you have nothing else. Sweet. Yeah, we could debate theology. Feel free to request up on a live about theology. So first of all, to imply that my girlfriend has cheated on me with a minor is pretty weird. Then second of all, right, you just said that I lost all these people. I would love for you to name the point that I lost to on Charlie Kirk, but you know what? We could do that later because at the end of the day, I kind of want you to track with the topic here, and you can't. So like you're obviously making the implication that Dean is a bad debater, and you're seemingly very confident with this. So then argue the point that men are better at leading than women. Because all that you've said so far is that there's some essential characteristics that are different between men and women that make men better at leading. So what are they? But what you're actually going to do as soon as I unmute you is you're not going to name those characteristics, and you're just going to continue to try to rhetorically maneuver your way out of giving me an argument. My question to you, sir, is if I'm so bad at debating, why the rhetoric? Why the pivots? Why the dodge? Why can't you give me an argument? And also, Tessa, thank you so much for the $25 on Venmo. I appreciate you for the love, Tessa. Everybody, please show some love to Tessa down below in that comment section. Massive W Tessas down below, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear the argument, buddy.
Okay, one, right? Because I'm going to screenshot like everything that you said as a rebuttal, right? One, why are you asking me why a debater is using rhetoric in terms of argos and ethos and lautos? Second of all,
Can
right?
you repeat yourself? What? Are you asking me a question?
Some kind of metaphysical essentialist view we could apply to some kind of subjective social hierarchy based on kind of like scenarios to affirm that these characteristics, what the characteristics are going to be some kind of demeanor fact based on an essentialist congruent subjective demeanor. Once we like are able to like actually
A demeanor fact based upon an essentialist congruent subjective demeanor. Yeah, buddy. So this is what happens when you read the dictionary, but nothing else. That's the only book you've ever read. You've read the dictionary. So without word vomit this time, I need you to tell me the relevant distinction between that of the demeanor of a woman compared to the demeanor of a man that would make men better at leading than women. Then I also find it quite funny that you're going to obfuscate your argument and then lead yourself into a contradiction, because the first thing that you said was that the reason men are better at leading than women was because of these idealistic differences, right, between men and women. Seemingly now you've explained that would be rooted within the demeanors, but then in the middle of that, you threw in the idea that there's a subjective social category or hierarchy that would determine that men are better at leading than women. So either way you go, right, tell me a little bit more about this hierarchy that would determine men are better at leading than women and why. And if you choose to stick to your first argument that it has to do with the differences in biological characteristics, tell me what they are.
Yeah, notice how his rebuttal was against like word salads, right? So we're going addressing some kind of like demeanor, like some kind of subjective ideology based on some kind of congruent fact.
I need to know what that some kind of ideology is. Dude, come on, you're washed.
It's okay, I know. Daddy's
no, I definitely am tracking, and that's why I'm asking you what it is, right? Because I am tracking, and you're not describing it, right? You're just saying that there's an ideology, right? Sydney, thank you so much for the money gun. Oh, and he left. Okay. I mean, is that what happens when you remember that Dean Withers is a philosophy major that knows the words that you're saying, so you can't just word vomit at me? Like, I think what a lot of people don't realize is that before I was like going live on TikTok with like thousands of viewers, I sat in those like hyper like insane little like philosophy circles where everyone is like pompous as shit. And I had a lot of fun debating those types of nerds. And like, you know, you can't hold any weight against me, man. But Sarah, thank you so much for the $30 on Venmo. Sarah says, "'Tis the season to demolish Republicans." Let's fucking go, Sarah. Thank you so much for the love. W's for Sarah in the chat. Danielle with a $1 on Venmo saying, "Get 'em." Hannah with a $5 on Venmo. And Marissa with a $2. Everybody, please show some love to Sarah, Danielle, Hannah, and Marissa. You guys are sweet. But now let's move on to our next guest. You guys, if you are in the queue, make sure that you do think men are better at leading than women. And where is Parker? Where is Parker? Why isn't Parker in here yet? Where is Parker? Hey, all right. We're going to go and get our next guest up in here. If you do want to support me, my Venmo as well as my PayPal are in the link in my bio. And also, please do share this live with a handful of friends, as well as do double tap away on that phone screen. What's up, Punch? Do you think that men are better at leading than women?
Yeah, I do.
You do, and why is that?
I just looked up a study that said that men are marginally better. So.
Okay, well, first, like, you won't have a study to quantify like leadership ability. You're gonna have a study to quantify traits that you think are important in being a good leader. So, like, what's your argument?
The study said that men take more initiative and learning agility. I don't know.
Okay, what's the study called?
So if you Google SSBM, are men more?
I'm not going to Google that. I don't think that SSBM, whatever that is, has anything to do with you attempting to provide me with a study, and it's more likely some like crazy fucking shit that I don't want to know. So we're just going to kick you and move on. Hey, what's going on? Do you think that men are better at leading than women?
Can you hear me?
I can
Can
hear
you
you.
hear me? Sorry, I've been eating. But no, I do. You can look back at old history stuff, and I mean, even back in the day, it was like hunters and gatherers, and the men had to go out, and the men were the ones
Jesus
hunting.
Christ, dude,
They
the
were the
brain
ones.
cells. Oh my god.
Yeah, dude, Parker, you forget how fun this topic is, right, man? Sarah, thank you for another $30 on Venmo. One moment, quite frankly. Thank you for another $30 on Venmo, Sarah. Saying another 30 because I love seeing you absolutely demolish conservative ideology. Well, hopefully we'll have some fun with that today, but we need to at least hear an argument first, right? W's for Sarah.
I mean, I just told, like, you can look. I already told you from earlier, like the hunters and gatherers.
Wait.
From the hunters and gatherers, that they did, the women had to stay home, and the women had to stay home and cook and with the berries.
Like the women just like had to stay home, dude. Like appreciate that most. Like they couldn't do anything
That's what
else.
they did,
you know that
though.
women also hunted, right? It was actually typically the elderly people that stayed home.
Then why does it not say that in like history books? Where it just
It does.
really
It does
says
say that in history books.
No, it says that the men were the hunters.
Wait, I have a question. Can you hunt?
I've hunted before.
Are you good at it?
Yeah.
Gracie, thank you for the love explosion. I appreciate you so much for the love. Everybody, please show some love to Gracie.
I think
okay,
it's
what
just
have
kind
you
of-
hunted?
Deer and like elk. And,
Okay,
like,
have you ever
moose.
like shot? You've hunted
I've
moose?
shot-
I think that's illegal.
Well, in Alaska.
Okay. So you did it in Alaska. I have a question. So if a woman can hunt, right? Is she a good leader?
Well, the thing, I've known women who have hunted, but like, I mean, you can do that. That's fine, but that's normally like.
Wait, I have a question. Do you think that Trump has ever hunted before? He's a billionaire.
Probably.
No, he definitely hasn't.
His son Don Jr. loves hunting with RFK Jr.
Okay, so would Don Jr. be a better president?
They go duck hunting all the time together.
Oh my God. Okay, so basically, hunting makes you a good leader.
Well, it's not even just that. It's like typically the women are more emotional and show emotional values over everything else.
I actually think that's completely false. I think men are more emotional, and I think I could prove it.
Why?
Let's just take, I don't know, violent crime for an example. It's incredibly emotionally driven. If you're a logical, smart person, you're probably not going to commit violent crimes. Men commit 92% of them.
Sorry, what?
Violent crime, emotionally driven, men commit 92%.
Okay, but that's because we have more like testosterone.
Yeah, it's testosterone that makes you more emotional.
Okay. Well, can you debunk my hunter gatherer claim? You can't. You can't debunk it.
Chris?
Sorry, huh?
Chris, is that you?
My name is Mike.
No, your name is Chris.
I'm Mike. It
No,
says Mike.
your name is Chris.
My name is not Chris.
Yes, your name is Chris. Yeah.
I could
Wait.
actually-
Wait. Wait. Why
I
is
could
your
actually show
why-
you
why
my
is your-
birth certificate.
Why is your
It's
name
Mike.
Official Christian Lover?
Well, I mean, we all of us Christian. I mean, I don't know. Like, why does it matter?
Conway, thank you for the $2 on PayPal. Oh, okay. You know what? You're right. Okay, so inevitably, if you think men are better at leading than women, this must be driven via some like difference in the biology of men compared to that of women.
Well,
so
we
what is
do
it?
have more. Like, I mean, it's how come every president has always been a man?
Okay. Yeah, I can answer that because men
do
have
it.
drastically more opportunity to lead than women. Before 2008,
why?
all of our presidents had, because of the patriarchy. We could get into that. Before 2008, we had never had a black president either. How would you respond to a white supremacist in 2007 saying that white people are better at leading than black people because we had never had a black president?
Did that happen? Did someone say that?
Yes, dummy!
Who?
Generations of racist white people.
Okay, well, I mean, that's not good.
Oh, okay, so I agree, that's not good. But do you see how that disputes your own logic there?
Well, the thing, like, race is different. Men and women are biologically different. We do not know that.
Alessa, thank you so much for the $10 on PayPal. That is ALESSA. Everybody, please show some love to Alessa in the
So
chat.
do you think that this is that's only America? Why haven't other countries had that many women presidents?
We could talk about that after you answer one more question. So you said, well, the difference between this argument and the dynamic of gender and race is that in the dynamic of gender, right, there's biological differences between men and women. So what are the relevant biological differences between men and women that make men better at leading?
Well, technically, don't. I thought it was proven that technically men have bigger skulls, so we carry bigger brains.
But you have more gray mass, so you have more empty space.
Is that true? Can you pull that up? Is that real?
Yeah, that is.
Okay, well, I would like to see that because I feel like most of the time you guys just don't even really say truthful stuff up here.
Sure, just feel free to look up neurotic density, comparing females.
I don't know.
to males.
How do you spell that?
Well, I thought that you
Neurotic?
Neuronic.
Okay, well, cool. I'll look that up then. Not right now, though.
How many continents are there?
There's 7, and I know them all.
Maggie, thank you for the $5 on Venmo, saying I appreciate you for the love, Maggie.
No.
Okay, wow, buddy, what are they?
Why do you want to know? You look them up yourself if you want to know.
No, I want to ask you.
No, I want to ask you what they are.
No, you can't turn it around on me.
Ask her then, Amber. Amber. What are the 7 continents?
North America, South America, Australia, Europe, Africa, Antarctica, and Asia.
Okay, well, there's your answer, Dean.
Hey, Amber,
Also, I
Amber,
didn't.
do you
I
think
didn't
that
join up?
do you think that men are better at leading than women?
No, I didn't mean to request.
Oh no, so based feminist
you
Amber
leave?
knows the 7 continents, right? Mr.
I do too, and
Sean-
she
no,
just
no-
told you.
Wait, I have a question. How can you say that men are better? at
Yo,
leading-
Sarah, thank you so much for the $30 on Venmo. Thank you so much, Sarah. Can we get some W's for Sarah in the comments? Thank you, Sarah.
How can you say that men are better at leading than women, but then you have to rely on a woman to answer the most commonsensical question known to mankind?
I don't understand your question quite completely, but I just think that you don't even really know what you're talking about up here.
Yeah, Dean, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, bro.
Yeah,
You're
that's true.
completely and totally fucking lost.
I've
The
no
fact
clue.
that you have a platform is unbelievable, and you should really rethink your entire reality.
I know, right? I really do need to think my entire reality. I shouldn't have a platform. I should just delete my TikTok account, yeah?
Just delete it right now. Yeah,
Get rid
don't
of
even
it.
don't even let TikTok ban it. Just delete it yourself.
That's right. Hey, what's up, man? Do you happen to be a misogynist? Do you happen to think that men are better at leading than women?
I do think that they're better than leading women. Doesn't mean I'm a misogynist.
Ah, okay. All right. Well, that's interesting. Nonetheless, why do you think men are better at leading than women?
Dean, are you a misogynist?
Am I misogynist? No, I'm not.
Do you think men have a larger bones than women?
I think they do.
Okay, so that makes you a misogynist, or yes or no?
No, that does not mean I'm a misogynist.
Okay, so thank you. That proves my point there. Okay.
Oh, but the difference between these two claims is that my claim is true and your claim is false.
How is my claim false? I haven't even proved my claim yet.
Ah, okay. Well, I hate to jump to the end, but inevitably you won't have any evidence.
And you know that how?
And I know that how because, well, I've been doing this for about 2 years, and that hypothesis is never tested wrong, sir. You are a statistic.
Let's give it a go. Okay.
Christian, thank you for the $15 on PayPal. I appreciate you for the love, Christian. Everybody, please show some love to Christian down below in the comment section. So let's hear the argument. Why do you think men are better at leading than women?
Yeah, so men, statistically, rule number one, are not more emotional than women. We have more anger than women. Women make more decisions based on emotions than men do.
Okay.
And men are also capable of making hard decisions without using emotions.
Okay, all right. Well, so I'm actually okay. Yeah, sounds good, Parker. And feel free to hop in here and cut me off at literally any time. I just want to put that out there.
You're
so
good.
You feel like you could debate too. So I actually want to ask the chat a question. So chat, what should I do? Should we ask Daly to give us any evidence for his claim, or should I just disprove it by suggesting the opposite is true and then giving evidence for my claim? So should we have him justify his claim, or should we steal man his claim? Let's see what the chat says, sir. We're gonna let the chat
Justify his
decide.
claim. Justify his claim. Justify his claim.
Evidence. Okay, all right. We usually don't do this. Usually, when the misogynist says, women think with emotion, men think with logic, I just disprove it instead of asking for evidence. But I want to hear you out, man. What is your evidence for the claim that women are more emotionally driven in their decision-making processes compared to men?
Republican versus Democrat. So statistically, there's more Democrats, women, than there is Democrat men.
Okay, so if I could prove to you that logic would entail you should vote for a Democrat, you would admit that women are more likely to make decisions with logic compared to emotion?
I'm saying Democratic ideology is more appealing to emotions than logic.
No, you're fucking bullshitting me, and I can tell you why.
Really? Okay, so let me ask you a question, Dean.
Oh, dear God.
So just like this, do you think we should be supporting Palestine the amount we should?
I think that we should be supporting them more.
Yeah, like what? Do we even support Palestine? Like what?
Also,
like the government's not supporting it.
Yeah.
Did you agree with what
we
Palestine's
think we
doing
should.
there?
We think we should be supporting Palestinians.
And I also just want to put it out there. This is probably a bad example for you to use because like both sides of the aisles are like pretty pro-Israel. How about I bring up a better one? So like you're saying that logic will drive you to be a Republican compared to a Democrat. I'd actually disagree and suggest that the opposite is true. I would say that the right doesn't really run on any real policy that's beneficial for America, and they rather just rely on like these slogans, these one-liners, and drawing on people's fear. Suki, thank you for the secret tree. A good example would be the southern border. Republicans have been calling undocumented immigrants like illegal alien criminal murderers for like the last 30 years while also calling for their mass deportations, even though it's practically impossible, right? Just so they could get the emotional vote of prejudiced white folk, while also actively shooting down good border legislation in the Congress like Trump did with the bipartisan border bill. And then in economics, like Trump says he's going to make the economy so good and is going to fight for you and the rest of the middle class. But meanwhile, right, if you actually explore his policy logically speaking, it's going to make your life worse, right, through his tariffs. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris suggested economic policy that would have actually given more purchasing power to that average American. And I mean, this would ring true for like every other position as well. Like abortion, for instance, like you're probably just pro-life because of your emotions, not because you have a logically consistent position. And I could prove that if you'd like. But like, I guess regardless of what the topic is, like the left usually comes out on top.
Yeah. So what do you think? You say we run on one-liners. I believe a big majority of what the Democrats ran on was abortion, and I find it funny because I would love for you to explain to me what Kamala Harris is going to do for abortion if she were to get elected.
Yeah, for sure. She was going to influence legislation through Congress to federally protect all women and girls' access to abortion, offering the same protections that were offered under Roe v. Wade. And it's funny that you actually need me to explain this to you, and this just proves that you're an emotional creature because you didn't do the research, you didn't understand her policy, you didn't understand what she was offering, but yet you still decided to vote against her.
Well, it's not that I didn't understand what she was going to do. I wanted you to explain it because there's not really a good way to explain it. You're saying they're going to pass a bill on abortion when abortion is protected by the Supreme Court, and it's always going to be. Supreme Court. You think
That's
you can
actually
pass
false.
legislation? You're not going to be able to make it through Congress. You can't.
What you just said was false. So the Supreme Court actually ruled that it's not an issue of the Supreme Court in the Dobbs decision by saying that it should be left up to the people and the representatives, either at the state or federal level.
Exactly.
Exactly,
Okay.
which means that federal protection can be passed on the issue.
You just said state or federal level. No, it should be state level. That's the way it is.
Is determined by the Supreme Court?
Yes.
Okay, wrong. Logically speaking, you're incorrect. Like, this is another example of how the right is more driven by emotion. You just think that it should be left up to the state level in accordance with the Supreme Court's ruling because that's what Trump told you, but that's not what the Dobbs decision actually ruled.
Never heard Trump speak on it, but
Like, the Dobbs decision ruled that it should be left up to the people and their representatives at either the federal or state level. Can you name one constitutional lawyer that would indicate that the Dobbs decision ruled that it should be strictly left up to the states?
I cannot.
Yeah, because that's not what it did, sir. See, there's your emotions again. So if anything, you're proving to us that men are driven by emotions because look in the mirror.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I'm being driven by emotions.
You
That
absolutely
means-
are. What evidence do you have that the Dobbs decision ruled that abortion should be left up to the states?
Because it's left up to the states right now.
And no, it's not. It's left up to the federal government or the states.
But it's not, though.
It
That's
is.
the problem.
It is. It absolutely fucking is. Give me one reason to believe that it's not, right? I explained to you my reason to believe that it is, right? Because the Dobbs decision strictly ruled it to be left up to the people and their representatives, right? Not specifying a jurisdiction of the states having the power and not the federal government or the inverse, right? It's just literally left up to the people and their representatives. Rather those be state representatives signing policy for the state level or federal representatives, right? Enacting policy on the federal level.
Yeah, so you said earlier that you can logically explain abortion. That is a literal feeling for you. That is emotion driven.
What?
The entire abortion argument is emotion driven.
Okay,
Is it
first
not?
of all, like, no, it's not. You're wrong. But second of all, you're pivoting. Like, do you understand how, like, I just demonstrated to you, right, what would be logically entailed given the Dobbs decision and how that would prove your worldview wrong, and you can't contest it, so you're just going to continue to believe it to be true on the basis.
Repeat that one more time. I'm sorry. Repeat it one more time.
Yeah, I
Repeat it one more
proved you
time.
wrong. I proved you wrong, and now you're going to pivot, right, because you don't have logic, you only have emotion.
Explain to me how you proved me wrong again. I just want to hear it again.
Yeah, because you said that the Dobbs decision ruled that abortion should be left up to the states. It's simply false.
I just said it is left up to the states as of right now.
No, it's not specifically left up to the states. It's left up to any level of power, rather that be the state level or the federal level, meaning that Kamala Harris could have passed federal protections.
Okay, sure. Say that's the case. Say you're correct on that point, right? Either way, abortion is still an emotional decision. I mean, that's still an emotional issue. With the
It's
Democratic Party.
emotional for you to tell me it's wrong. What the fuck?
It's not
what's your
emotional.
point? Yeah, it is.
It's
yo,
lawful.
yo,
You
Kristen,
giving me
thank
your
you so-
position on morality is an emotional state.
Kristen, thank you for the $20 on Venmo for not being a misogynist. I
That's a
appreciate you
logical
so much
state.
for the
You can-
love,
you can make the
Kristen.
argument
I
either or.
appreciate you so much. Everybody show some love to Kristen in the chat for the $20 on Venmo.
It's illogical.
You understand that you saying that people should be able to have access to this, right, is an emotional position is only because it's a medical position. You telling people, right, that their access to basic health care and things that can literally be relative to whether or not women live in this country is just predicated off of emotional decisions, right? That specifically, I think is ridiculous because there are people in this country that die because of that, right? Is
Yeah,
that an emotional decision?
And for you to say that it's a logically driven position to say that abortion is wrong, yet it's an emotionally driven position to say that abortion is not wrong, it's just demonstrating like a lack of sentience.
Yep, I say that. I
Why
agree.
would you use that as a point to try to make your point that it's logical? I mean, that it's emotional.
I don't understand really what you're saying.
So
now.
what you're not understanding is that morality is predicated off of emotional states.
Correct.
Right? So morality itself is emotional, yet you don't devalue that, but you do devalue people making a decision, right, that is predicated off of medical necessity in plenty of scenarios.
And also, I don't understand how this relates to the topic. Dawson,
Yeah, I
respond
don't-
to Parker, and okay.
I don't really know how
lost.
we got here, but
Okay, you're lost, buddy.
Dawson,
So-
can you name me 2 Trump economic policies you like? Oh, sorry, my bad, wrong topic.
No, actually, good question.
I'm sorry, say that question again.
No, yeah, no. Name 2 Trump economic policies that you like, because you said that Democrats are emotionally driven, meanwhile Republicans are logically driven. So I would say the opposite, because I vote Democrat because of their policy. I like Kamala Harris's economic policy on limiting the amount that any American citizen could pay out of pocket for private pharmaceutical drugs. I liked her economic policy of granting more purchasing power to mothers by increasing the child tax credit. I liked her economic policy while fighting for green energy, such as the biggest multi-million-dollar investment ever through the Inflation Reduction Act, while also granting more permits for drilling on federal land for energy independence. So what are 2 economic policy of Trump's that you like?
Yeah, I'll go and give you those as soon as I respond to what you just said. Real fast.
No.
You just
no.
gave.
We're going
you just
ban for
gave,
ban. I told you what I liked about her policy. You
Exactly.
shouldn't
And the
like
policies that you like help certain groups of people, which is now emotional again. It's not helping the overall economy. It's not helping every single person.
Her policy was going to help 100 million American workers in the low and the middle class, and was estimated to increase the GDP by significantly more than Trump's policy. What the fuck are you saying? Now answer the question. What are 2 Trump economic policies that you liked?
There's a ton. First of all, I like tariffs. Number one,
What is a tariff?
A tariff is a tax on imported goods.
And why do you like a tax on imported goods?
Because Trump's tariffs are basically, it's basically chess. I mean, is what I look at it. It's poker.
Wait, I have a question. What is his plan for tariffs?
His plan for tariffs is to threaten other countries with tariffs, start tariff wars, win the tariff wars. They drop their tariffs. We can
Like
now
what
lower our
country?
tariffs. I'm sorry?
Like what country?
Like countries like Canada, countries like Mexico, countries like China. We're never going to be able to do China.
And why should we put tariffs on Canada?
Why shouldn't we? I'm confused at your question.
Why should we put tariffs on Canada?
What do you mean? Why shouldn't we put? I mean, it's the same as any other country besides, crude oil that we get.
So what is it? What's the reason?
Crude oil.
Wait, we should put tariffs on Canada because quote unquote crude oil? What are you
It
saying?
makes no fucking sense. We would decrease the level of imports into the country, which would cause prices of oil to go up.
Yeah.
No, what are you saying?
It would boost our infrastructure in terms of producing crude oil, in terms of drilling for crude oil.
No, it actually wouldn't.
Why would it not?
Because we already produce enough oil in America to sustain, right, all Americans, right? The only reason
we do
that we're
not.
predominantly... okay, how much oil did we produce last month?
12 million barrels.
No, you're actually wrong. So if you're actually curious on the facts...
I'm sorry.
We did about
It's 12 million barrels a day.
We did about 13.4 thousand barrels of oil per day. So I think what you need to realize is that you don't even know these things. But the reason that we're so reliant on imports is because it is the case that it costs less from other.
Say that again, Dean. Say that again. We produce how many barrels a day?
13.4 thousand,
Oh my.
which is the most we've ever produced as a country.
If you don't like Dawson, type 3 in the comments section. I think we can all agree on that. By the way, everyone, I only have an hour and 30 minutes left on the live, everyone. Then I have to go, and I'll be off for 4 days.
Dude,
4 days. It's gonna be so weird not being on live.
do you feel confident in a plan for tomorrow?
In our plan for what? Yeah.
Okay, like you got to figure it out. I just want to make sure.
Yeah. I got to figure. I talked to Chris.
Cool. And we're gonna be in at 10.
At night.
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
I know. For the 7.3 thousand people hanging out with us in here for the stream today, guys, make sure that you are double tapping away on that phone screen. If you all started double tapping right now, we would be able to get up to 1 million likes in literally no time. Lindsay, thank you so much for the $5 on Venmo. And Ryan, thank you so much for the $20 on Venmo. I appreciate you for the love. Ryan says Dean Team, Dream Team forever, right? Washington, D.C. Fund. I appreciate you so much for the love. You are great. Thank you so much, Ryan. You guys are awesome. Hey, what's
Dean,
up?
you know how I would pay for you to spit in my mouth.
No, you stop. We have a serious conversation.
Pay you.
No.
Please.
No, we need to have a serious conversation. No, don't start crying. Don't start crying. Why are you quibbling? Stop the... No, okay, I have a question. Are you okay?
Well, you're just so fine. Look at you. Look at you and Parker. I would pay for you to spit in my mouth. Please! Please!
Jesus Christ, dude.
Well, Well, quite frankly, what the hell was that? Awesome. What's up, man? Did you vote for... Wait, wrong question. Do you think that men are better at leading than women? No. Okay. All right. We need to go over the ground rules of the live. So here's the deal. If you are in the guest request, make sure that you are a raging misogynist and you think that men are better at leading than women. If that is not you and you are in the guest request, I'll politely ask you to leave and just hang out in the chat, hang out in the Discord. But I want to have full confidence that whoever I click on in the queue will come up here and will tell me that they think men are better at leading than women. Okay. So let's see.
Brandon,
if Lulu,
thank you so much for the $5 from Brandon Ryan. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
let's see if Lulu happened to follow the rules. Hey, do you think that men are better at leading than women?
First of all, Dean, let me just say that I think you're very articulate on the way that you speak. And I agree with a lot of the things that you come on here for. So I thank you for that and spreading the word that you have. You have a lot of intelligence. Why are you looking like that?
Because I'm trying to project the next thing that's going to come out of your mouth. Like, do you think that men are better at leading than women, or are you just like based as how, like?
No, I think actually it could be both. I don't think one or the other.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you just don't think that men, like gender identity has anything to do with leadership ability. Well, Lulu, I do appreciate you for joining us. You did turn out to be based. So thank you so much for popping up. We do appreciate you so much. We're going to get our next guest up in here, y'all. We are just looking for people to debate, though, please, guys. What's up, Rusty?
It's like,
how old are you?
It's like you can't have a genuine conversation with somebody if you think they're right on every little fucking thing.
Yeah, like, shut the fuck up, guys. Come
Like,
on.
Jesus Christ, wake up and smell the goddamn roses, motherfuckers. Like,
Hey,
we don't care about your fucking bullshit.
Rusty, you're on the live. Hey, you're on the live.
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay, let's see. We don't care about fucking politics. We don't care about your fucking bullshit. We don't care about your goddamn motherfucking whoever the fuck you support.
And that's why you're literally
It's
waiting
so
in the guest box to
goddamn
join up the live.
irrelevant that I get so fucking.
You spent over
bored
30
looking
minutes on
at
the live.
TikTok. It's so goddamn boring. Like your words and your fucking bullshit are so goddamn boring. Every
So then
single
why are you
fucking thing
watching?
that comes out of your goddamn mouths are so.
Dylan, thank you for the $10 on PayPal. I appreciate you for the love, Dylan. Everybody, please do show some love to Dylan.
Fucking right or wrong on anything. It's like I'm sick of listening to a whole bunch of motherfuckers talk about fucking politics, bullshit, drama.
Rusty,
It's all this fucking
here's an
shit.
idea. Here's
Every
an idea.
single thing I fucking see on this goddamn app is nothing but fucking bullshit.
Dude,
y'all need to wake
okay,
up,
bro?
smell the fucking roses.
You need to delete the
live
app.
your
You need to
fucking
delete
life.
the
Stop
app.
Talking about fucking politics and
Delete the
bullshit
app.
in general.
Deactivate your account.
Swipe, dude.
Hey, listen. I have every right that I can be on here like you two are. I have every fucking right?
Dude, you're not
now
sentient.
listen,
Delete.
you guys can laugh, you guys can joke around, you guys can do what the fuck you want to do.
You have the
I
emotional
don't give a
regulation of my
fuck.
family pet, sir.
I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm sick of listening to you guys yap about some dumb fucking irrelevant bullshit every single fucking day, man. Wake the fuck up. Nobody
Then, wait, so you
fucking
watch
cares
us
in
every day?
2025 or
Rusty, you're a fan?
2024. Nobody
you're a
fucking
fan?
cares. Nobody
Thank you,
really
Rusty, for
fucking
being
cares about
our
you and your fucking little ass fucking
biggest
bullshit.
fan. I really
Nobody
appreciate
fucking
Rusty.
cares. I'm sick of listening
Rusty,
to y'all
thank you. No
yap
one cares
about
that you're in the
who's
live
right,
every
who's
day.
wrong. I'm right. We're all right. You're
Clearly
wrong.
you do care,
You're wrong on
Rusty.
this. You're wrong on that. You're
Sid,
wrong on this.
thank
No,
you
no,
so
no,
much for
that.
the meteor shower.
All you
Thank you so
guys
much,
do is
Sid.
just that stupid shit in general. That's all you motherfuckers do. All you motherfuckers do.
Let me
You guys
break
get
through.
paid for this shit. You guys get
break
paid for this irrelevant fucking bullshit you talk about. You get paid by Democrats. You got paid from that fucking thing on your fucking social platforms. I know every fucking thing about y'all. Y'all are
break
fucking irrelevant.
How do you know we're paid?
Y'all are so fucking irrelevant.
I want to let him finish, and then I want to speak.
Like, y'all
Catherine,
should
thank you
really
the $5 on behalf of Rusty, your number one
be like,
fan.
why the fuck are we wasting our lives on this shit?
I'm trying to be
really,
kind to him.
really,
Rusty,
really, bro,
Rusty,
really.
buddy.
Look
Rusty.
at yourself. Look
Rock
at yourself,
goodbye, baby,
bro.
in the sweet
Feel sorry
time.
about yourself. You're wrong on every little.
We need to
fucking
calm
thing.
down. We need to
You're wrong.
Rusty,
You're fucking
babe,
wrong. You're
baby,
fucking stupid. You're,
baby.
You, you haven't even went to fucking college.
Take
you
a breath.
you even have a fucking a 9 to 5 fucking
Hey.
job to understand what reality is.
Hey,
you guys don't understand. All you understand is play by the game, play by their fucking rules, get fucking paid for it. It's all you fuckers do. It's
take it
all
down.
you do.
Let's take it down.
It's all you fucking do. No, I'm not gonna calm down for your little ass fucking bullshit, nigga. You are fucking
Whoa,
weird.
dude, whoa.
Y'all are
That's
fucking
crazy.
weird. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, bro. Dude, dear
so
God.
mad. Well, dude, how is he so mad? Like, bro is melting on the spot.
Like, dude, I don't know how a human can like have that little like amount of emotional regulation. Like that's fucking
Sorry, I just
insane.
came to say, did anyone tell you that you smile like you look like Becky Jones?
Ryan, thank you for the $10 on Venmo. I do appreciate you for the love, Ryan. No clue who that is, but I did notice that you donated upwards of $60 to that last guest. So you must have liked what he said, right?
Yeah, he was chill, but like when you smile, you have the same like teeth as Becky Jones. She's like a mukbanger.
I don't know who Becky Jones is. So do you think that men are better at leading than women?
I think depending on their
Also, wait, one second. Wait, roll it back. Did you just call that last guest chill?
Yeah, that guy was chill. He was like screaming at us, dude. Are you okay? We were literally sitting here just chilling, and he was like screaming at us, dude.
In what world was
chilly,
that
no.
last guest chill?
I don't know, but
don't know.
why? I mean, what do you think? Do you think men are better than leading at women?
No, obviously not.
Kristen, thank you for the $10 on PayPal. I appreciate you for the love.
Why'd you say he was chill?
I know he seemed chill, but
Wait, how the fuck do you? How the fuck do you,
chill.
Well, how the hell does this person have 2.5 million followers and they're verified?
You? This person?
listen,
we're talking
listen, I
person.
fell off, okay? I fell
This
off.
person on the live right
Live
now.
and let learn, okay? You live
Who
and
the
let
hell
learn.
is this? Wait, so you fell off, then you just decided to go down the most like insane alt right like pipeline of all time?
No, I don't
people like
fucking
that
know.
chilling, donating them like fucking $60, dude.
Look, I felt bad for him because I don't know, you're asking for an opinion and you got your little boy here backing you up. So I was like, you know,
Yeah, we're like
back
debating.
him up.
But like, did you
Yeah,
hear
but
that guy?
obviously you two agree on the same thing. So if someone comes in, they're battling two people while they're on their own.
Yeah. I mean, we weren't like debating that guy. That guy literally came up on the live like screaming at us. That wasn't a debate.
I thought you guys knew him. You said he was here every stream. That's my bad.
So, do you think that men are better at leading than women?
It depends on the circumstance.
Like the presidency of America or whatever?
Not necessarily, but depending on the past candidates recently, at the moment, yes.
And that's why you fell off.
Yeah, wait. So, Minx, I have a question. Like, do you think that like a better candidate would be a person who like was held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman, which means he forcibly penetrated her against her will?
No, I don't support Trump. What I'm saying is Camilla didn't do...
It's just a waste of time. She doesn't think that men are better at leading than women. Just some like Trump supporting nutbag from Ireland.
Dude, she literally had more followers than you do, dude.
I know.
Dude.
You know, what the hell, man? Why does someone like that have more followers than me? Come on, bro. Come on. Moving on to the next guest, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody just do give us a moment. I want to go ahead and repeat.
And also, like, where do people get Camilla from? I really don't get that. I don't get it. I don't understand it.
Me neither.
There's no I.
There's no I. There's none.
There's literally no I. Like, I don't understand it. I really don't get it, man.
Gam, thank you for the butterfly. We do need to kind of reiterate some of the ground rules of the live. I want to have confidence that whoever I click on in the queue is going to be a raging misogynist. So essentially, if you're in the queue, make sure that you think men are better at leading than women. If that's not you, if you don't think that men are better at leading than women, feel free to watch, feel free to talk in the chat, hang out in the Discord, socialize, but please don't hop in the queue. Apparently, that was a member of like Dreams SMP or whatever the fuck. Craziness. What's up, Bill? Do you think that men are better at leading than women?
Hello? Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you, bro.
Dude, this is my first time on TikTok Live. I was just scrolling, and I'd like to debate you.
Dude, hell yeah, dude. So, dude, do you think that men are better at leading than women, bro, dude?
So, like, I'm watching, and I want to ask you, like, what you want to do. Like, with your life, what do you want to do? Like, do you want to become a politician?
Well, maybe, but that's
No,
a story
I want to rage bait idiots on TikTok.
So, like, I feel like when you're speaking to people sometimes, it's a little bit too argumentative.
Okay.
Like, if we're all trying to make the world a better place, then, you know,
dude,
why
crazy,
can't you
bro.
just be a little a little nicer.
A little bit nicer, dude.
I do think that men are better leading than women.
Bill, trust, dude, bro. I'm gonna be so kind with you, dude, bro. So let's just go ahead and hear your position, dude, bro. Why do you think men are better at leading than women?
Well, I think that men are better at leading than women in a lot of things.
Why?
Clearly not this argument.
There's specific things. So for the military, let's say, if you want to be a member of the Marines or the SEAL teams, you can do that and be a Marine as a female. But
I want to clarify that even within the Army and the military, positions of leadership are not organized on the basis of like physical strength, which I believe is what you're gonna say.
Dude, bro, seriously, if they have more physical strength, dude, bro, I'm telling you they're better.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you want to be in the SEAL teams, if you want to be a high value level Marine and be able to do things like you might have to get out of an op and swim 5 to 7 miles. If you want to be able to do that, you might need to be a male. And to lead that team, you might need to be a male.
Yeah, I got a
For
question.
A female, she could 100%. She could 100% be the leader.
Hey, 1 second, sir. Who's the overall leader of the military?
The president of the United States, and for Donald Trump to be elected now, it's actually really good.
So is the president of the United States better at swimming, or bigger, or stronger, or more physically in shape than members of SEAL Team 6?
It's not really about that. I think why a lot of people chose Trump is like a financial decision.
No, dude, you're not even fucking tracking what I'm saying. I'm gonna go ahead and just detail it out.
No, I get the contradiction you're trying to catch me in, but that's not what I'm saying.
Bill, stop talking. We asked.
Can I say one thing? So for a female, she could 100% lead.
So you're saying that men are better at leading than women because men can outperform women in like the context of some like physical activities. Okay, like no one's really contesting that, right? Like men are typically like stronger on average than women, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right? Those are biological facts. Okay, but what I'm saying here is even when you want to frame this in the military, well, we'll see that the structure of leadership inside of the military isn't predicated on any of those things. Right? So all of those big old beefy buff SEAL Team 6 members are inferior to the president. And the president is typically physically weaker. So it's like, no, physical strength.
You know what? Donald Trump, he's the strongest person I've ever seen. Because when I look at Donald Trump, I'm like, dude, that guy has concepts of muscles. Concepts of them.
Yeah, so it's like, do you see how your argument kind of doubles back on itself there?
Has my microphone been off?
Yeah, I muted it just for a moment.
Damn, I didn't even know you could do that. You literally silenced me. That's what the left does. You just fucking muted me. Okay, so that's not what I was saying. I mean,
oh my God, the left silences us so much.
What I was saying is that,
huh?
I just want to hear. I feel like I haven't heard an argument all day.
People are saying Charlie Kirk's in the lab. That's not true. There's no way.
I mean, he follows both of us. I bet that he might.
Hey, I'd debate him right now.
I mean, I bet it was just like Ryan scrolling through or something. Okay, Bill, you gotta unmute your mic.
Ryan needs to respond to us, bro. Respond to us, bro. Seriously, let's debate. We want to debate Charlie.
Why do you keep muting me?
Yeah, I don't know why Parker did that. Just give your fucking argument.
Yeah, it was for fun.
My argument. So, a female, she can be a leader of a massive military organization, right? She could be the Secretary of State or like very high in the Department of Defense or in the Navy. That's like 100%. Like that's able to be done.
Bill, do you have an argument for why men are better at leading than women?
Men, they're the ones that are put on the ground. They're ones that go and sent out to protect that seat that you're sitting in. The seat that you're sitting in, and that's why it disgusts me so much about how you blatantly tell the people on the internet something so crazy in delusion about how Kamala Harris is.
Dude, we're not even
the way that they
dude,
pulled out of Afghanistan.
We're not even talking about goddamn politics. This is a debate stream about social issues, particularly misogyny, right? And the false idea that men are better at leading than women. You are not sentient. You have a lower IQ than my family pet. You can't even track the topic of conversation. I'm about to crash out, Bill.
Bill, don't make Dean crash out, man.
So, like, seemingly, I don't even know, like, the argument that you're giving me, but it has something to do with physical strength. Okay, that's all that I know about the position that you're giving me. And here's my response. Physical strength is not a relevant indicator of leadership ability. That's all, right? You couldn't name one structure of leadership seated in any institution anywhere in the world that is purely determined on the basis of physical strength.
You're not letting me speak. I'm saying that men are better at leading the things that are done on the ground, like being an electrician, or being or construction, or being in the military. They're better.
Bro, being in construction, being an electrician does not make you a better leader. What are qualities?
Think a female can be president.
Bill, don't refer to women as females. 1, 2. What are qualities relevant in demonstrating a good leader?
A good leader is someone that can take accountability and be strong and lead the pack.
Okay. So women honestly are way better at taking accountability than men. That's one thing too.
I would say that. I genuinely.
You would say that. So they're better leaders.
I think that men could show more initiative in being able to articulate what they want from someone.
You're not articulating what you want right now very well, so I don't think that's true.
There's more of a when a man leads, let's say in the military, there's a lot more, I would say.
Hey, what's up? Do you think that men are better at leading than women?
Yeah, I do. I'll let Bill finish talking though.
Don't worry.
Bill's not even in the live.
Dude, oh my God, what? Dude, if we were to take like all of the men in my guest requests and we were to like put them under a study to determine like their awareness, their intelligence, it'd be interesting. All I'm going to say, okay, why do you think men are better at leading than women?
All right, so his box was actually blocked because I had something popped up so I can mute my mic. That's why I didn't see.
Mm-hmm. So can you give an argument,
That didn't have much to do with awareness, but yeah, I think men are better at leading than women because, for one, it's something that is in our evolution. We've been doing that for years and years and years on end. Women have grown.
So let's talk about that evolution. So evolution, right, is like the processes of biology in which would change over time to adapt to your surroundings. So basically, what you're telling me is that men are the natural leaders, as driven by evolution of our biology. So what are the relevant biological differences between men and women that make men better at leading?
Not that. The biological differences of us being stronger, maybe being able to have a little bit more endurance, has put us in a society to where women aren't usually leading and men are typically leading. And that society has been in place for years and years and years. And that's what I'm saying is where men get that strong.
So men are better at leading than women because the patriarchy exists and more men lead than women. So let me ask you a question, right? In our country specifically, and in countries on the global stage, right, the same way that we have systems of oppression that would give men more opportunity to lead, we also have systems of oppression that would give white people more opportunity to lead. There's a over-representation of white people in our government, in our institutions, in our corporations, in like the wealthiest members of society, etc. So would you say, in accordance with your own logic here, that white people are better at leading than black people?
No, I think if you were to take statistics from over time and then implement them, then I'd be able to say, yeah, one may be a little better at leading than the other. But if you just take whoever's in the government right now and the situations that happen to be now, I don't think so. If you look all throughout history and the majority of successful people are Asian, for example, then I'm going to say that Asians have a lot stronger chance of accomplishing whatever it is you're trying to accomplish than you.
Okay, we have two things to go over. So first of all, like this is just a very bad logical framework. Just because a class of people dominate in any given field, it doesn't mean that they're better at performing in the field. Would you agree that, in accordance with your logic, men would be better at surgery than women because 85% of surgeons are men?
No.
Okay, well then you're not tracking your own logic because you just got done telling me that because for so long men have dominated positions of leadership, that means that they're better at leading. Well, I mean, if we just take your principle and we apply it to something else, such as STEM-related fields, men have dominated STEM-related fields such as surgeons, therefore men are better at surgery. Do you see how like your logic would entail that conclusion?
Yeah, I see how. Can you also see how, surgery has a lot of other aspects to it, such as, your heart rate, how calm, like how steady your hands can be. There's a lot of other things that come into play.
What? Does anyone understand what he just said? Like what? Okay,
example,
should we? We're gonna
heart palpitations.
No,
or
we're kicking you too. I'm so sorry. Like I think that we may just need to like change the topic. I'm not gonna put up with idiots today. Like there's absolutely no way I could do this for like 4 hours. Like this is unreal.
Well, can't talk to him either then.
Oh,
I was gonna kick him as soon as he spoke anyway.
That's funny.
I just wanted
Zoe,
to make a
thank
joke
you for
out
the
of it.
$2 on Venmo. Oh, that's funny. Dude, I don't know what it is, Parker. Like these people are bad. These are bad people who can't even, dude, like if you can't even like track like the bare bones baseline like logic of your argument, there can't even be a debate, dude.
Look at this, hate all liberal.
Okay, awesome. Hey, well, hey, if you guys want to support us, our Venmos and our PayPal's are in the bio. We get 100% of the proceeds on these platforms. They all go directly to us, and we could give you a shout out and read off your message as well. But what's up, man? Do you think that men are better at leading than women?
Yeah, I was just wondering why you kicked Mike Fork earlier. I thought we were having almost a good conversation, but then you just kicked me as soon as
I can't even kick him.
Yeah, because I thought that I actually brought something up good. And then you guys just kicked me out of nowhere. What was that about?
Well, I mean, okay, Chris, listen. Did you determine that you want to do a little?
Well, I'm Mike Fork, but I was on the other account, but I had to come back to my main account because you kicked me for some reason.
Did you know that Jesus Christ was a liberal?
How? There's proof of that?
Yeah, because he supported socialist policy.
Is this even on the same topic that we're talking about now?
Dude, are we talking about anything? Like, do you have?
We were talking about why men are better at leading than women.
You said you said hunting. You said
evidence.
Hunting and gathering.
And then I gave you more proof, and you just denied.
We can talk about hunting and gathering. Let's do that first. So, first of all, the reason why a lot of women didn't go out and hunt, even if that was true, which, by the way, we have evidence to suggest that it's false, is because the men literally wouldn't let them. Like, let me ask you a question. If you and me washed ashore, like an island, and I wanted to help you together, like set up our house, get food, cook it, etc., and do all the work with you, and you said, no, Dean, you can't do that. You got to sit your ass down on this log and wait for me to do it. And then you went out, you built the house, you got the supplies, you made us food, etc. And the whole time I wanted to help, but you wouldn't let me. Would you say at the end of the day that you are superior to me, even though I wanted to help you, just because you had done more?
Well, why wouldn't I let you help me if we're both on an island stranded together? Why would I not let you help me? I would obviously let you help me.
Okay, you can't track like an analogy, like you're gone. These people, like, dude. Chat.
Dean, I think you might need to just do a Q&A today.
Nah, bro. We could do debates, but like this topic is bad, dude. Like
Today, at least, yeah.
These people are idiots.
Dude, I mean, I feel like we have pretty similar guests when it comes to the Trump topic.
No, they're slightly better. They're slightly better on the Trump topic, right? They're slightly better. Ever so slightly. Yo, Seth, what's up? Do you think that men are better at leading than women?
I don't. I'm sorry for violating the rules, but you guys are awesome, man.
Hey, I appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Micah, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. Everybody, please do show some love to Micah. You are awesome, Micah. Thank you. All right, you guys, we're going to move on to the next guest. If you are on the queue, make sure that you do think that men are better at leading than women. We are
Catherine,
just looking
thank
for
you
some
so much for the
debates.
$10. Thank you so much, Catherine. I really appreciate the $10 on Venmo. Thank you.
What's going on, man? Do you think that men are better at leading than women?
Right now, yes. I think if we lived in a world maybe in the future where there was more technological advancements, things might change. But here's the basis of my argument.
Have we debated before?
I don't think so.
Huh, okay. So why do you think men are better at leading than women?
Because I think men are worse than women. And I think by displaying more Machiavellian traits or being willing to display these, that they have an advantage over getting these roles of leadership in the first place, because these roles are often competitive. And by willing to essentially be the worst person or the worst person, they are able to obtain these positions in the first place. And to be a good or bad leader, you have to be a leader in the first place. So
I hear what you're saying. So like a good example of this would be like war. Like men are more likely to lead their country into war, which is a bad thing, right? But like that is what has led to like the domination of whole areas under like massive empires.
Yep.
Okay.
And also, like throughout history, right, it's been the case in the United States in specific that people who are black have been restricted from positions of leadership. Does that mean that people who are black, right, are not as good leaders as people who are white because historically speaking, they've been restricted from being in positions of leadership?
I think that has to do with a more specific time period and more geographical restrictions.
Yeah, no. I'm talking about in the past.
Well, I know. I'm saying within the past, the period of time that you're talking about is more just the transatlantic slave trade and, the geopolitics that made, Africa fall behind in technology in the first place. So I feel like that's a more narrow set for the argument, whereas it's more broad to speak about men and women throughout the entirety of history, which is a much broader reference for the question you guys are asking.
Oh, okay. Okay. So then you're arguing it's not predicated off of the current types of systems that exist within our society that disenfranchise women from getting in these positions. You're saying it's just the fact that women have some equality that's less.
I'm saying if you look at the entirety of our history, there's a reason why men have been in the positions of leadership because of misogyny and because of patriarchy. And that if women had the ability to usurp this, that they would have, because positions of leadership are competitive and, men are more willing to do worse things to get those positions. And to be a good or bad leader, you have to be a leader in the first place. So, yeah.
I don't think that makes you a good leader, because in all of these, we'll call them competitions, where the men have set morality aside, where the men have set logic aside, where the men have set everything but conquest for power aside.
Sure.
What always ends up happening is a man loses. Let's just take two countries, for instance.
Okay.
Let's say that there's two countries that have gone to war with one another because the men running each country wants more power and more land. And they want to usurp the other country, they want to take it over, and they want to expand their empire. Well, ultimately speaking, one of those men is going to fucking lose.
Okay,
and the
that's
same
fair.
thing can be said about every single war that has happened throughout the context of human history, right? And maybe you're seemingly like stating here that a woman would be more likely to take diplomatic attitudes towards conflict resolutions via means of peace. Okay, well, no one loses in that scenario if a resolution is agreed upon. So maybe one could say that if the man that led their country into conquest and war rather presented diplomatic and peaceful behaviors to resolve conflict, they wouldn't have lost, and their people would have maintained a higher quality of life. So one might even be able to say here that the traits that you have described to me make men worse leaders.
Well, to be a good or bad leader, like I said, becoming a leader is a requirement of being rated as a good or bad leader. Because if you're never a leader in the first place, they can't say that you are good or bad. And so men have always been leaders in the past and in history almost all the time because they are willing to be worse than women on average because of physiological traits and differences and gender differences.
I think I disagree. So like you're making the assertion that, well, in order to be evaluated as a leader, you must first have to be a leader. I think I disagree with that. Like, I think I could say that I'd be a better president than Donald Trump. Donald Trump has been president already, and I haven't.
But how can you evaluate if saying you would be a better plumber if you've never been a plumber? You'd have to take the existing set of plumbers and judge them based on the plumbing they've done. You can't just say, I would be a better plumber when never having been a plumber.
So ultimately, you're just saying that there's either an insufficient amount of women that have been in positions of leadership to examine and evaluate their generalized abilities, or there's been a sufficient amount of men compared to the amount of women for you to dictate them as being better.
I'm saying roughly, yeah. I'm saying that if you take everything we know about history in the most broad way possible, every form of government, just everything, across the board in the most broad way possible, men have risen to power. You tell me why that is. It's because they're
I could actually tell you.
bad
So
things.
I think at the bare bones, it's because men are physically stronger on average and men are more aggressive on average. Right? And I think it's those two traits that led to the domination of men, right, in history prior to the existence of force multipliers, right? And that was in a state of nature where men were able to dominate and oppress women just because they were physically stronger than women.
I don't think that's the only reason. Do you want to finish or can I start?
Well, I think it's going to be that reason in tangent with higher levels of aggression and higher levels of impulsivity and lower levels of like logic is playing into decision making, right?
All right, let me just add one thing to that if I can.
Okay.
All right, 7 studies in the mid-2000s, Machiavellianism and gender differences cite these key personality differences in gender traits. So you have manipulativeness, lack of empathy, cynicism, self-interest, deceit, lack of morals, and obsession with power. So even apart from physical aggressiveness and strength, when you add all these things up and you clearly give them to men on average on the curve, then these are just traits that are going to see men in positions of power, whether or not they're physically stronger or not.
Okay, could you repeat like the specific traits I was responding to text? Just like you could just say the
Machiavellian
names.
traits seen in gender differences between biological male and female are listed as manipulativeness, lack of empathy, cynicism, self-interest, deceit, lack of morals, and obsession with power.
You know what? I think that study's accurate.
I think so too.
Now let me ask
and
you a
this,
question.
this describes the patriarchy. Am I not right?
I actually think that you may have a strong hypothesis, but what I absolutely disagree with is your conclusion. We'd see these traits. Wow, that's crazy. I've never heard the patriarchy better described to me. That I just want to point that out. How ironic that is. That someone that thinks men are better at leading than women was able to describe the patriarchy and what caused it to exist in the first place better than like anyone that I've ever heard before. But that aside, I don't think that makes men better at leading than women. We'll take Hitler, for example. I mean, I'd say that Hitler displayed these Machiavellian traits more so than any other leader we've ever had throughout history, maybe apart from a few. You might be able to say Genghis Khan, Mao Zedong, etc. But I classify Hitler as a very, very bad leader, okay? Right? So basically what that implies to me is that the existence of these Machiavellian traits don't yield a good leader.
So I think in Hitler's case, that's definitely true, and he had that, and it's not a guarantee of success, obviously. But if Hitler had been against either the Allies in the East or against Russia one at a time, he may have won. And I mean, you look at Alexander the Great's father, Philip the Great, if you know anything about he came to power and his conquest, he displayed all of these traits. But then you see
so for instance, if Hitler had better war strategy and was able to focus on the East, take over the USSR, launch war on America and the UK, and have world domination, he would still be a bad leader, right?
But he would be a successful leader. Morals aside, he would be a successful leader because he was in the position of leadership. He won. If you really want to look at it like that.
So when
That's not how we qualify better at leading, though. When we're talking about better at leading, we have to have a qualification of character.
Do you though?
Are you
not just
qualifying?
being a better leader than someone else as far as geopolitical conquest? I guess that's how you qualify it, right?
So,
Like, what
so you're
qualifications are you
qualifying a
putting
good
on?
you're qualifying a good leader on the basis of if they can achieve like an end through any means.
Essentially, yeah, because at the end of the day, I mean, and you want that person to be good, of course, right? Well, like we all do, because we would live under them. But as far as just leadership and being successful as a leader and the person on top with the most sovereignty, then yeah, I think those traits give that person a major advantage. And that's why you see the patriarchy. I think that's why I think it all plays together.
Okay, well, I mean,
It's unfortunate, but I just think that's the reality.
I think that my counter argument is just going to be two things. My counter argument is first going to be the one in which I already gave to you. These Machiavellian traits, right, always lead to a winner, sure, but also always lead to a loser. And I think that I've already detailed that to you. Right? If you're manipulative, if you're sinister, if you set morals aside, and you place all of your effort and focuses upon achieving achieving means to an end. Well, I mean, then ultimately there's going to be a winner and there's going to be a loser. We've already kind of detailed that. I think that's a pretty good counter argument. Right? There's other ways of leading that won't lead you into the fucking dirt because of these Machiavellian traits. If ultimately it's not your lucky day and someone else wins. And then the second thing that I'd say here is when I'm thinking about a good leader, I'm not just thinking about someone that can achieve their means to the end, but can also like understand what the best direction is for those in which they're leading, to like bring about like the highest level of like quality of life, eudaimonia, a very like satisfied collective, upon other things. And I'd say that Machiavellian tactics for leadership don't make those considerations typically. And when we think about like incredibly like Machiavellian leaders throughout the context of history, we never reflect on them as like good leaders. And then when we think of leaders that don't exemplify these Machiavellian traits, we usually don't think of them as bad leaders. Can you like give me an example of like a Machiavellian-esque leader that is pretty prominent throughout history that we could all unilaterally agree was good?
Good by today's standards? Probably not. Like, depends on how far you want to go back in history. But I think you got to look at this not as an absolute, but rather on a spectrum, because I think you have to be just Machiavellian enough to actually win and remain as a leader. And then you can talk about negotiating with, the best value or moral leadership you can get under that level.
Okay. And I don't know if you'd be able to make an argument that men are better at that. I think that like in a lot of... I think in a lot of like these conversations with people that think men are better at leading than women, you'll bring up like these statistics, like, oh, men rank higher with these Machiavellian traits. Oh, men are more likely to take risks. Men are more likely to do this and that and that. But like typically the only reason why men are more likely to do this is because there exists more men at the extremes. We'd say as a collective, men are more likely to engage in and to take risks because on that extreme end of like ill-willed, irrational risk-taking, like gambling, men dominate. Right, but then when we'd consider what would be optimal for a good leader, such as someone that can take like managed, rational risks, we don't really have any evidence that indicate men are better at that than women. And I'd say that the same thing might be true for these Machiavellian
I agree.
traits. Like, I think that women are truly just as capable of men, right, as like serving towards an end goal while also self-protecting, right? Trying to bring together a collective while also focusing on what is going to benefit yourself so you could be in the highest ranking position of power to bring that collective together, right? But then when we look at the extremes of like world domination, war, death, tyranny, no moral compass, that's where we see them dominate, and that's why the pendulum swings in their direction.
I think I agree 100%. And I don't know if I said this in the very beginning of the argument or not, but I can see, like you said, the pendulum swing. I can feel it swinging all the way back to women if we lived in a future where, technological advantage and just, kind of like a sci-fi future where any of these advantages that would go to men through the Machiavellian traits you'd see is kind of eliminated.
My argument is like
future.
My argument is what swings the pendulum to men for those Machiavellian traits is all bad qualities for leadership, right? It's only some sense of self-preservation. It's only some sense of like placing some level of morality aside to achieve a greater future. It's these reasonable, manageable levels of these Machiavellian traits that would propel someone into these positions. But yet it's only on the extreme of regressive examples of these traits that swing the pendulum towards men in these considerations.
Sure. And I guess just to end this, because I got to run, but it's about how I feel about communism, right? Like communism is awesome. We just suck as people. We just suck. Like I wish we could, but we're just not good enough. So I feel like, half of us are men. We're always making war on each other. We had a nice 80-year run since World War II. We might be back into it soon with the way things are going. I don't know. So it's just like, maybe it'd be an awesome world that women ran, but I just think as a species, we're maybe just not good enough to get there. So, anyways, good talk, guys. I got to run. Take care.
Yeah, have a good one, man.
Actually, I was critical of what he just said, but then, like, I thought about it for a second. Yeah, technically, if people did have, like, the best set of morals and qualities, we wouldn't need a state, we wouldn't need money, and we wouldn't need classes.
Yeah.
Classes wouldn't be derivative of those things. So, in a certain sense, yeah, actually, don't even dispute that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, like, it is about, like, the character of people, because that's why we need money, is to incentivize people to do things that they wouldn't otherwise have done.
And then also like one last thought there. So like basically he was saying that men have greater means to achieve positions of leadership through the deployment of those Machiavellian traits. I think I just dispute that logic is calculating who'd be better at leadership or really anything for that matter. Like, for instance, rich people have greater means to garner a good education than like poorer people, but I wouldn't say that richer people are better at becoming educated than like a poor person, even in consideration of those greater means. So I don't know. I mean, that was at least a position that he had thought about for more than 30 seconds.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna go do a Q&A until I get off for today.
Yeah, you're good, man. I might
Probably only have like 40 minutes though.
Cool, man.
What's up?
I haven't done much debates today, but depending on how they go, I may end up coming and joining you, but we'll see.
All right. I'll see you.
Yeah, and I'll definitely see you tomorrow.
Peace, bro.
Peace. Yo, Piss, I appreciate you so much for the VR goggles. I do really appreciate you for the love. Thank you so much, Piss. All right, we're going to move on to our next debate here, ladies and gentlemen. For the 6.7 thousand people in the room, make sure that we are double tapping away on that phone screen. What is going on? Do you think that men are better at leading than women?
Oh, well, for the basis of my argument, would you agree that men are actually emotionally driven? Well, anybody in general can be emotionally driven.
Would I agree that anybody can be emotionally driven? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay, cool. Then I guess this would lead to the second part of my argument. I guess me and you could both agree that there has been a long, societal, bigoted-driven narrative that portrays masculinity to be very, very courage and all these like traits that people apply leadership to be, especially for men, regardless of like if it's true or not.
I would say that like the idea is pushed that men are better at leading than women, but the way that masculinity is described it actually is contrary to that.
Yeah, and it's both bigoted, you could both agree, but I think that this bigotry is needed in some kind of circumstantial context, especially in terms of what leadership
When is bigotry needed?
Well, okay, let's place you in a scenario where you're part of a
Wait, I also just want to like clarify. You're actually not arguing the position that men are better at leading than women. You're just arguing that people should think men are better at leading than women. I just want to make that clear.
Yeah, I'm about to get into it. It's leading up to something. I just had to set some prerequisites before I got into the actual argument. That's my bad. Well, let's place you into like a CAG unit for a scenario. Or CAG unit is just Delta Force, if you didn't know. But we already agree that man can be emotionally driven. And if we had one man that's not as leadership qualified, it doesn't have all these schools like Ranger Tab or Airborne and Air Assault, but a woman does. Obviously, these like leadership qualities is what people are going to look at.
What are you saying? I don't know what you're saying. With all due respect, I don't.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're bringing up like Delta Force. Right? You're just saying random words.
No, I'm sorry. Delta Force isn't actually a thing. I didn't make that up, but
I don't know what you're saying. I don't really think anybody knows.
In other words, like let's look at one man, and he doesn't have.
You said Aerosol Delta Force.
Aerosol is just a school in the military. It's just like schools that like deems the leadership qualities. That's my fault.
Lucas, thank you for the $1 Venmo. So why are men better at leading than women?
Well, I'm gonna get there. And we look at this other woman, and she does have all these schools that like determines a leadership quality. But we both agree that men are obviously could be more emotionally driven, and especially in a high stress combat situation, if they had at a point to who would be more fit of the leadership role. I think these bigotry is needed to abide by these kind of emotional instabilities. I think if we're in a combat situation and the men in the unit isn't as emotionally high and the morale isn't good, the job isn't going to get done as compared to them being more emotionally sustained by the man who doesn't have the high leadership qualities. This bigotry is kind of needed for the unit to be able to prosper. And of course, like if you place into any other context, it wouldn't really add up, but I do think.
Sorry, man. I wanted to try to hear you out there, and I think I did for a while, but I didn't know what the hell you were saying. Hey, what's up, Nicole? Do you think that men are better at leading than women? Yeah, like maybe like we're all dumb and he was just like really smart and like he lost us all, right? And he was just preaching. But I mean, I'd place a bet that we just didn't know what the fuck he was saying, and won't lie. We're gonna move on to our next guest. Everybody, just do give us one moment, you guys. Hey, what's going on, Slow? What's up? What's up?
I'm joining.
Do you think that men are better at leading than women?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, for a leader, do you think that to be a strong leader, people need to be able to follow you and believe that you will make the correct decision?
Do I think in order to be? No, I actually don't think that. No.
So you don't think to be a good leader, let's say you're on a team, that your teammates need to trust your choices?
Not always. Like for instance, like the origins of a lot of like social justice movements have typically come from people that we describe as very strong leaders, although like vast majority of society would have refused to follow them.
Sure, but the people that they're leading trust their leader. That's why they're a good leader. Their followers
No,
trust them.
that's not why they're a good leader, but we could say that good leaders like usually have very loyal, trusting followers.
Okay. And do you think most of the U.S. Believes that men are probably better leaders? Like more people are misogynist than not, right?
Yeah, I'd be very comfortable with making that argument.
Okay, so then men are better leaders because more people will believe they're better leaders. Thank you. Have a good day.
Don't leave yet. Was MLK a good leader?
Was who?
Was MLK a good leader?
I would say that he is, but I'm not sure what his relevance has.
Yeah, because the day he died, most Americans didn't support what he stood for. So, I mean, the entire...
Sure, but his followers followers supported what he stood for. So he was a good leader to his followers.
Okay, I mean...
And you can't use that argument in today's standards because back then everyone was racist.
Well, I mean, you're saying...
So it's not a...
You're saying
relevant.
that most people in America like didn't subscribe to MLK's leadership because most people were racist. Didn't you just like finish stating that most people are misogynist and that's why they wouldn't credit a woman to be a good leader?
Yeah, of course.
Like you understand the contradiction here. So you just told me that most people are misogynist.
No, that's my point. My point.
So you said that most people are misogynists, right, and don't think that men are better at leading than women, and it's because of that fact that most Americans would not be willing to follow a woman the same way they would be willing to follow a man that makes men better at leading, right? But then I go on to say that the day MLK died, most Americans didn't trust his leadership ability because of his race and because of what he stood for, right, advocating against racism. Yet you'll qualify him as a good leader, even though your argument directly applies, word for word, bar for bar, statement for statement. In fact, right, I even contradicted yourself when you tried to describe how MLK was still a good leader, because you said, although, right, most Americans didn't support what MLK stood for, his followers did, right? Well, I mean, couldn't we just say the same thing to dispute your own argument about why women are not as good as leading at men, right? Although most Americans, right, would be less likely to support a woman leader compared to a man leader, that doesn't mean that women are worse at leading because the followers of good women leaders still support them.
Okay, thanks for muting me. So that argument actually doesn't apply because you have to look at the majority in the timeline. So if I were to go back to when MLK died, right? As you said, most people back then didn't think he was a good leader, right? And so back in those standards, you would say he's not a good leader. But looking back, because I'm not racist and the majority of the US isn't racist, you
so
could say
MLK died a bad leader?
But to be a strong leader,
you
need people who are willing
yes or
to
no,
follow you.
Did MLK die a bad leader?
I mean, I don't understand what your question is there.
You understand exactly what my question was. The day MLK died, did he die a good leader or did he die a bad leader?
Okay, well, if I were back then, I would say he died a bad leader. But looking back, he died a good leader.
Do you understand
But you
how
have to take it in
insane that
historical
is?
context.
So let me ask you.
You have to stay relevant.
So the people
Stay relevant.
the people that thought he died a bad leader, were they like fucking wrong?
Well, of course, but we're not looking in the historical context.
No. Now you're just trying to find words to make it seem like you're like not like contradicting.
Well, the
reality.
real thing is you set up a straw man.
It's actually not a straw man at all. It's a direct comparison, and seemingly you understood that. In fact, I was able to use your same logic. It didn't apply it perfectly. So, like, here's the deal. You just said that MLK died a bad leader, which is an absurdity as is, and then you said the people that thought MLK died a bad leader were wrong, which actually contradicts your own argument. like you walked into an absurdity and a contradiction. Where do we go? Where the fuck do we go from here, dude? I mean, wow. See, that's why that's not a good line of thought. That's why that's not a good line of thought, man.
All right, well, if you'd let me talk before muting me. The first thing I said when I came in here was that generally to be a good leader, you need people to be able to trust your decision making and follow you because you need to unite, a soccer team, right? You need to trust that your leader on the soccer team, whatever, I don't know what they call that, is going to make the right call. Or you're going to have disputes.
Are you Christian?
You're going to play bad. Say what?
Are you a Christian?
No.
Are you lying?
Nope. And I'm not sure what the relevance there is.
Would you?
You can say Jesus was a liberal. I don't care.
Are you related to any Christians?
Nope.
Do you know any Christians?
Yeah, I'm sure some of my friends are Christian, but I never talk about religion, so what's the relevance?
So, for all these Christians, so let's just assume that you're a Christian. We're going to operate in this hypothetical world where you think that Jesus Christ was a perfect human being that was literally God, okay?
Okay, well, that's not a thing, so I can't really, operate because I don't believe that.
Well, we're operating.
I can't debate you with something that I don't believe.
That's how it works, right? So I'm making the implication, right? In this other version of reality where you believe that Jesus Christ was God, would you say that Jesus Christ was a bad leader in his time spent on earth because the people literally rejected him and killed him?
Again, going back in history, I mean, I guess you could say back then, let's say I lived back when he was alive. If he was alive, who knows? I would say, hey, that guy died and no one believed him. Bad leader, right? But now,
oh my God, you just said oh my God, you just said that God is a bad leader.
Dude, you set up hypotheticals.
Yes.
I'm not sure what that has to do with relevance.
Yes. I said, if you think that this human being is a perfect God, would you say that they were a good or bad leader? What the fuck?
Well,
and you said that they were a bad leader? No,
Jesus
see,
Christ,
that's
actually,
where,
I do know this.
See,
Jesus
do you see
Christ
that,
wasn't literally God.
No,
right?
he was literally
There's
God.
a difference.
Yes, he was literally God.
No, there is a difference.
As
right?
described by
There's
Christian
different
theology,
things.
Jesus Christ is literally God.
Okay, well, you said to be a leader, people need to trust you, right? Let me go back on my soccer team.
No, I think that we need to reflect on what I just gave you.
You keep setting up stuff.
Dude, stop over talking me. No, I just gave you the defeater to your position. Okay, you just said operating under the assumption that this guy Jesus Christ was literally God, you would still think that he's a bad leader. Operating under the assumption that you think this man is Jesus Christ, that is literally God, literally all good, literally perfect, literally the only perfect human to ever walk the planet, you'd call them a bad leader. That's why your logic fails. Are you going to be intellectually honest? Are you going to be intellectually honest and admit that this is where your argument fails? Or are you going to continue to try to argue your position?
Well, it depends if you keep muting me. Okay. So the difference is, in that hypothetical world, I didn't know if you're asking me looking back or as if I lived then and I knew God was, alive. And
if you were one of his 12 disciples.
Dude, let me finish my current context team without you setting up some hypothetical.
No, because
where I have to think about past, present, right?
No, because a hypothetical disproves your argument.
No, because you go and you argue something that you know you can win instead of being open-minded. Let me be open-minded.
This isn't something that I know I could win. First of all, thank you for saying that I won. And then second of all, this was literally, right, an argument that was constructed.
So am I allowed to set up a hypothetical, or are only you allowed to do that?
After you answer to mine, right? If you were one of Jesus's 12 disciples, and Jesus literally was
okay, I would think he's a good leader because I am one of his followers.
Okay, so he was a good leader, although he was so rejected by every other human around him that they killed him, right? So
if I was one of his disciples, I would think he's a good leader. If I wasn't one of his disciples, I would think he's a bad leader because I wouldn't believe he's actually God.
Okay.
Because I wouldn't trust what he's saying, and you have to trust.
Okay, sir, I need you to come to terms with the fact that I am literally putting this inside of a hypothetical, and you need to respond to it. Your argument is, if the majority of people wouldn't support this person, then they're a bad leader. My question is, if you were alive when Jesus was, and you knew that he was God, you were a Christian, would you call him a bad leader? You could unmute.
Oh, didn't know I could unmute. If I was a Christian and I knew he was God, and I truly believe that, I would think, and before you cut me off, let me talk it all the way out, because, that's okay.
Okay, I want to clarify.
think-
I'm not asking you about what you would believe. I'm asking you what was true and false.
Well, it depends on the perspective, right?
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't depend on the
It
perspective.
absolutely depends.
No, because
It does
facts are objective regardless of what you believe in. You can't just say that this fact is like dependent upon on a perspective, and it is completely trivial and subjective, right? Like, you were literally sitting here saying that, well, at the end of the day, it's totally like perspective dependent, and it's all what you think and feel, and you are justified in thinking and feeling anything. Right? That is just a weak, spineless cop-out of the conversation at hand. You can't defend the position, right, that majority approval or disapproval is what would qualify you to being a good or bad leader, right? So then you just say, oh, it's all subjective.
Majority approval.
At the end of the day, your position is, if you think someone is a good leader, then they're a good leader. If you think someone is a bad leader, then they're a bad leader. That is literally your argument.
Okay, majority position makes you a good leader, right? The majority of people in the U.S. are misogynists, so they're not going to
That's
trust
your argument.
someone.
Yes, that's your argument. That's your argument. It's what the majority of people think. So my question to you is, right?
Absolutely.
Well, I don't know, 1,500 years ago, where a majority of humans alive weren't Christian, and we're going to assume that Christianity was true and Jesus was God, was Jesus a good leader?
Then to them, you would say he's not a good leader.
And that's the absurdity in your argument, because you just said it's a true fact that the God.
But the absurdity in your argument is that you're going off some perfect being who somehow respawned like he's from Fortnite and just got rebooted. And that's
the fuck
the
are you
basis of
saying?
your argument. Your argument is based off some perfect being 1,500 years ago. That's the absurdity in your argument.
Huh? I don't even think you know what you're saying.
Dude, you're bringing up Jesus Christ as your... Who's taking a piss in here?
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Robert? What's up? Do you think that men are better at leading than women?
It's according to what it is.
Buddy, repeat that for me.
Do I think that men are better than women?
Do you think that men are better at leading than a woman?
Yeah, I'm gonna say, yeah.
Okay, why?
And the only reason I say that is just say you take President of the United States. Just say that. All right. Other countries and other people in the world don't look at women as leaders. You know what I mean? And
yeah, they also don't look at black people as leaders. So are white people better at leading than black people?
Do I know?
Are white people better at leading than black people? Because, overall, right, globe is racist and doesn't look at black people as leaders the same way they don't look at women as leaders.
Who are you saying that who are you saying that looks at that way about black people?
Yeah, anti-black racism exists in nearly every single country on the globe.
Yeah, because I think you're talking about the racism stuff. The racism.
Yeah, there's an intersect of misogyny and racism there.
Do what now?
There's an intersect of misogyny and racism there.
I don't know what you're asking me there.
No worries. Continue to give your argument.
On the men and the women?
Yeah, why are men better at leading than women?
All right. Other countries, I'm saying the way the world looks at it as a whole. Most people look at it as men are leaders. Other countries, just say if we had a woman president, they don't, I think how to word this. I don't know, I guess you'd say they look at you as weak. You know what I mean?
Okay, so is that your argument?
Ain't no argument here, but I'm just saying what I think, Do you don't believe in Jesus Christ, do you?
Oh, do you?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so like back when Jesus Christ was leading his disciples, what did the Jewish people think of him? Did the Jewish people think that he's a weak con man?
A weak con man?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people thought of him as that way because they didn't believe.
Did that make Jesus a bad leader?
No, it didn't make him a bad leader.
Thank you.
Yeah, I ain't saying that about women. That's the same thing, men and women.
Well, I mean, isn't that like,
the way other people look at it?
isn't that like literally your argument? Like you're saying that like other world leaders look at women in positions of leadership the same way the Jewish people looked at Jesus, right? They didn't recognize that Jesus was the Son of God. They didn't see him for his true abilities, right? Instead, they stereotyped him, right, as just another con man, right? Well, wouldn't we be able to say that about these other men leaders around the world? Is that they don't recognize women for their true abilities?
Right.
They don't
I
see
agree
them
with that.
for what they're capable of, and then instead they stereotype them as being worse at leading than men because of a lie?
Right. I agree with that.
Right. So do you see there how you'd still classify Jesus as a good leader regardless of that, but then you classify women as bad leaders because of that?
Yeah, I'm not. I'm just saying. I didn't say. I don't know how you. Main reason I chimed in was because of the Jesus Christ thing, but.
Okay, Robert. All right, chat. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do, chat? I feel like we should end these discussions. I mean, this is bad. I mean, this is bad, chat. This is bad. These people are dumb. Oh my lordy lord. Oh my lordy lord. These people are not smart. We're going to go ahead and switch the topic of our debate towards trying to talk to people that voted for Trump. How about that? So here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. If you voted for Trump, hop in the queue. And quite frankly, I think that everyone that's already in the queue definitely voted for Trump. Because if you think men are better at leading than women and you're from the US, well, who did you vote for if you voted at all? Let's be realistic. All right, so we're going to go ahead and hop on to our first debate here. I do have two people to thank for donations before we do. Kylie, thank you for the $10 on Venmo, and Lisa with the $5, and Bex with the $5. W's for Bex, Kylie, and Lisa. All right, let's go and get our first guest up of the night. If you are in the queue, make sure that you did indeed vote for Trump. Let's go and see what we got here. We're going to go and get Maram up in the live right now. Where'd Parker go? He's doing like a Q&A, hanging out with GT or something like that. Abortion, please? Shit, you guys want it. How about we do a vote on it in the chat? Smiley face for talk to Trump supporters, sad face to talk about abortion. Let's do that. Start. Smiley face for chomp, sad face for abortion. Let's see who wins. Wow, one side is definitely dominating the conversation here. Abortion, we could do it. Why not? Why don't we? Why don't we have some conversations about abortion? It's been a while. The one thing I will say is that these conversations about abortion get me banned. I don't know why. It's just a fact. Heather, thank you so much for the $10 on Venmo. I do appreciate you for the love, Heather. Everybody, please do show some love to Heather down below in that chat for the $10. I appreciate you so much. Heather says, I was driving earlier when I was listening to your fundraiser. Can I still donate? If not, you rock. Keep what you're doing up. You're amazing. Heather, if you'd like to donate, what I'd direct you to do is to go to, let's see here. Let me give you the website. I'm just going to give you the website directly, and then you could just donate directly through them. The website is going to be centerforbblackequality.org. Just hit the donate button in the upper right-hand corner, and then you could, donate yourself through there. All right, we're going to move on to our next guest here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and see what our first guest of the night does have to say. Everybody just do give us a minute. If you think that abortion is wrong, if you think that abortion is murder, make sure to hop in that queue, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we're going to go and get our first guest up of the night, y'all. Let's see who we got. We got Sally up in here. We're going to go to move on to our next guest as well. So do just be patient. What's up, Sally? Do you think that abortion is murder?
Yeah.
And how old are you?
18.
What year were you born in?
2006, April 3rd.
Okay, all right. So why do you think abortion is a murder, Sally?
Because religious reasons.
Oh, okay. So what's your religion?
Christian.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, The Christian Bible probably says that abortion is murder somewhere. That's why you find that to be the case. So my question, I guess, to you would be, is if the Christian Bible is like a reliable standard of morality, do you also think that abortion is not wrong? Sorry, that slavery isn't wrong sometimes?
Wait, say that again?
Do you think that slavery is not wrong sometimes? Because the Bible also says that.
Obviously, slavery is wrong, but I feel
has
like
slavery
abortion,
always been wrong?
well, not in the past, no.
Okay, so abortion has always been wrong, but slavery hasn't. What about ethnic cleansing and genocide?
Obviously not.
Okay, so ethnic cleansing hasn't always been wrong, genocide hasn't always been wrong, slavery hasn't always been wrong, but abortion has. Okay,
Yeah.
Sally, that's a little bit insane.
How is that insane?
I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Do you need me to explain to you how that position's insane, that ethnic cleansing, genocide, and slavery aren't always wrong?
They are always wrong.
Oh, they are always wrong.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I said that abortion
so
is
the Bible. So the Bible says otherwise.
Okay.
So the Bible says that sometimes slavery is okay, and then God, in fact, Himself calls for genocide in the Bible in 1 Samuel 15:3.
Where's that?
Where's that? I just told you, 1 Samuel 15:3.
Okay, let me not lie. I'm not even Christian.
So
But-
what's your religion?
Muslim.
Carrie, thank you so much for the $5 on PayPal. I do appreciate you for the love. Sweet. Question. How old was Aisha?
14?
Okay. No, she was younger. She was 9, but we'll take 14.
She was
because-
9.
She was?
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what she wrote in her hadith. But you said that she was 14. We'll accept that. So you think that it's okay for a 50-year-old man to fuck a 14-year-old girl, but you don't think that it's okay for that 14-year-old
Okay, no,
girl to get an abortion
no.
afterwards.
That was whole different. That is a whole different thing.
I think it's quite relevant. So you think it's okay for a 50-year-old man to literally rape a 14-year-old, but then it is murder for that 14-year-old to get an abortion if she gets pregnant?
That's a whole different context that you're putting it in, though.
What do you mean, whole different context? I think I made myself clear.
You're saying, obviously he had a relationship with a 14-year-old, whatever, but that's not how it went.
So he didn't have a relationship with a 14-year-old?
Not necessarily.
Okay, well, no. Well, if you're curious, Aisha would write in her hadith that they were married when she was 6, and then the marriage was consummated when she was 9.
But the marriage wasn't for those reasons.
Do you know what the consummation of a marriage is?
What is it?
That's when they engage in intercourse for the first time.
Right, but that wasn't the reason why he married her.
Okay. Well, I mean, So are you saying that it was okay for Prophet Muhammad to grape a kid because that's not why he married
He
her?
didn't grape a kid, though.
What do you... when he consummated the marriage with her when she was 9, yeah, that's definitionally speaking child grape.
But he did this to protect her. He didn't do it for reasons,
What do you mean he graped her to protect her?
He didn't even grape her.
So would you affirm that they did engage in intercourse?
No.
So they didn't engage in intercourse.
No, they didn't.
So Aisha was lying.
Yeah.
Okay, so you think that the first wife of Prophet Muhammad was a liar, so you doubt the validity of the hadiths.
You know what, yeah? We're going back to abortion, yeah? Okay, thank you.
No, you're just all over the place. No, but I
Because
can't even
you're
take you
moving
seriously.
from one topic onto the next.
Are you actually a Muslim?
Yeah.
So if you're okay, I mean, have you ever heard about Aisha's hadith?
Yeah, I have, but I don't believe in it.
Okay, why?
Because I'm more of a person who believes in the Quran and only the Quran.
Okay, so how do you know that Aisha was? Do you think that Aisha was a real person?
She could have been.
So it was totally possible for Aisha to be fictitious and made up.
No.
Okay, so Aisha was definitely a real person. How do you know that Aisha was a real person? And Emily, thank you for the $10 on PayPal. I appreciate you for the love, Emily. Everybody, please show some love to Emily down below in the comment section right now. I appreciate that.
Thanks, Emily. Can we go back to the abortion? I don't understand why you're bringing...
Okay, yeah, fine, whatever. All right, because you don't even want to talk about that. You're not going to be intellectually honest. Here's the deal. Your religion is faith-based. Faith doesn't track truth. You don't have any reliable. Argument to deem abortion as murder due to the unreliable standard of morality that you were activating.
Okay, let's say I have another reason for it.
Okay.
I feel like there's so many other ways someone can, for example, like they can put them to adoption or something.
Okay, so adoption is actually not an alternative to pregnancy. Adoption is only an alternative towards raising a child. So when you say that there is alternatives,
Yeah, guys, because I'm Muslim. Sorry, these people in the comments are pissing me off. Anyway, continue.
I just don't even think that you're 18, man. I know that you told me you were 18. I know that you gave me the correct birth year, but I just doubt it. I just doubt the validity of it. So we're going to move on to our next guest here. What's up? Do you think that abortion is murder?
No, but I have a debate about something else. Please don't remove me because I actually want to ask you about this.
Okay, I guess.
So, with Trump and Kamala...
Her name's Kamala.
Kamala. Is it the same? Yeah, but I think that's just my accent.
Unfortunately, I've heard many British people pronounce her name correctly before.
Okay, Kamala.
Yeah, there you go.
Basically, with Trump, I think, can you agree that a lot of leaders are quite like misogynist?
Yeah. So what do you want to debate me about?
So if
Carrie, thank you for the $5 on PayPal. I do appreciate you for the love.
If Kamala became president, do you think that leaders would see that as a weakness because they don't believe that she's good to lead, and then they would perhaps think that they can now try and like take advantage of America because they see it as a weak leader? And do you not think it could cause potentially something like something bad because they now see it as like an advantage? Because before, if they believe, okay.
The only president in modern U.S. history that I've seen other world leaders laugh at and try to take advantage of is Trump.
Like who?
We have leaked Kremlin documents where he suggested that he thought Trump was easy to manipulate. Like the leader, the president of France, posted a video on his Twitter account literally 2 days ago, mocking Trump's handshake with him and laughing at him. Yeah, and I mean that's a guy, so no, I don't think that you're right.
I'm not arguing. I'm just trying to.
Did anybody ever take advantage of Queen Elizabeth?
No.
Great. Thanks for disputing your point.
Hold on. Well, I've got another point about Trump and Kamala. Do you think...
No, you mispronounced her name again, and my chat wants me to kick you. So we will. I'm a little bit low on energy today, I know. It's just because, what the fuck are we doing with these debates? You know what I mean, man? Like, what the hell are we doing? Maybe I just need to take a couple days off. I don't know. What is going on, Presley Scott? Do you think that abortion is wrong?
Hello. Yes, I do believe that abortion is wrong.
How do you?
I'm 18.
What year were you born in?
2006, June 11th.
Okay, what like month is June? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8.
6?
Okay, all right.
It's 1106.
I have a question. What year will you graduate from high school?
I already graduated. I'm in college.
Okay, all right. Okay. What year
2024.
So you graduated this year?
Yes.
Okay, but the school hasn't gone out yet for seniors.
What?
Oh,
I graduated in May.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. That's Dean being stupid. Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, you would be in your first semester of... Okay, ignore that.
Yeah, I just got on Christmas break.
yeah, ignore that. So yeah, why do you think that abortion is murder?
I believe it is murder because it is immoral, and once you have another body your body, you have a separate body, it's not your decision to get rid of it if you decided to take in actions that would get another body in your body.
Okay, so you're saying that abortion is wrong because the mother has an obligation to sustain pregnancy since she chose to engage in intercourse knowing that that was a potential outcome?
Yes.
Okay. Would you say that it is wrong for a smoker that knew that lung cancer was a risk of smoking cigarettes to want to get chemotherapy to terminate the life of their lung cancer after they got it from smoking cigarettes because they understood that as a potential outcome?
I mean, obviously they can because it is about their own body, but there's not another body.
Okay, so the distinction goes down to another body. Okay, so it's always wrong to like determine like life or death for another body. So do you think it's wrong to pull the plug on brain dead patients? Is that also murder?
I mean, that's a decision that is up to the family. I mean, it's hard because there's not a potential. There's not a future potential for that person because they are brain dead. There's no potential for them.
So you're saying that there's actually nothing wrong with determining, right, like the outcomes of a body, even if it's not yours. In fact, you'd say about a brain dead patient that it's up to the decision of the family. And the only difference here is that, well, the fetus has future potential. So potential for like what? Like what do you think that fetus is going to have in its future that's valuable? Because I'd say consciousness.
Life.
A life? Well, it's alive as it's already alive.
Yeah, but I mean, going to college, going to school, having a family, etc.
So like consciousness, sentience, being able to engage with the world around us, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so you'd say that consciousness is actually what gives you the right to life, but a fetus is going to have that in its future, so we should just extend it the right to life now.
Yeah. Anyone should be allowed to have a life.
Would you agree here that being 18 is what gives you the right to consent to sex?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, are teenagers going to be 18 in the future?
Yes.
So should we extend them that right now?
No.
Okay, awesome. So seemingly, right, even if there's going to be like some like series of events that happens in your own future that's going to grant you new rights that you didn't have like before, right? You shouldn't extend those rights to you just because you have the potentiality for them. All that you're telling us here is that a fetus, before it gains the ability to deploy consciousness, shouldn't have the right to life merely because they're going to have consciousness in the future.
I mean, I just think that it's wrong to take that away from...
Thank you so much for the $5 on Venmo.
Maybe.
Yeah, but like, why? Like, I mean, we've already kind of detailed here, like, we shouldn't like value you because of what you will be in the future, and we shouldn't like grant you rights now based upon like traits that you'll have in the future. We detailed that through like the logic as well. Plus, I don't really think that the potentiality matters all too much. Like, do you think that women with IUDs are murderers because sometimes they will kill conceived human zygotes that have a future just like you and me?
So wait,
Kate,
IUDs
with a $10 donation on Venmo. I do appreciate you for the love. Kate, you are awesome.
Okay. So IUDs kill like already fertilized eggs?
Yeah, dude. They kill fertilized eggs by preventing them from implantation. That's right. The zygotes,
Okay.
man, they cook them, they kill them, they're done, they're over, they're dead.
Okay, well you said preventing them from implantation.
Yeah, which happens after conception and after fertilization.
IUD is a form of birth control. So if you're on a form of birth control and you are trying to regulate it, and let's say you're still having sex and then you still end up getting pregnant, I mean, I don't think that you should be able to get an abortion because you still chose to have sex. I'm saying this for me too.
Okay, so does the IUD murder that zygote or not?
I mean, how far along is it?
It's not. It's like seconds.
Then no.
Okay, all right. So you just gave me some like trivial explanation why you don't value the future of the zygote. So why should I value the future of the fetus? Flick, thank you for the $15 on Venmo, saying Viva la Revolution. I appreciate you for the $15, Flick. Everybody, please show some love to Flick down below in that comment section.
I mean, it's hard to debate you. Okay, I'll be honest, it is hard to debate you. Like, good job. It's just, I just don't see how it's okay to kill something that you know is inside you when you know it's another being and it's another body. Like when you are well aware that it is another body and it's forming to be another body, and well, it is. And I just don't see how that's okay.
But then you're like IUDs killing zygotes, even though everything you just said was true about the IUD. Everything. It's a unique, separate, different human life with the future capacities and potentialities synonymous to that and which a fetus has, but yet you don't think it's wrong.
It's a form of birth control. I can't really argue a form of birth control.
So if I told you that abortion was a form of birth control, you couldn't argue that abortion is wrong?
But it's not a form of birth control because it's not preventing it. It's literally getting rid of it.
Wait. What is an IUD preventing that an abortion isn't?
It's preventing pregnancy. I mean, you're saying that it takes literally seconds. And the fetus takes a while to develop.
So the difference here, right, is how long it's been alive?
I mean, yeah, I think by the time it has a heartbeat, you should not be able to.
Wait, but you merciless twat. The zygote has the potentiality to have a heartbeat. Wasn't I just telling you that I don't value the fetus until it has a conscious experience? And then your response was to be like, well, the fetus has a potentiality for a conscious experience. Well, like now you're saying you don't value it until the heartbeat. What happened to the whole, wow, the zygote has a potentiality for a heartbeat? What happened, man?
Anything has a potentiality. If I'm talking about potentiality, I mean, you could say anything has a potentiality. The sperm has a potentiality.
It sounds like there's some based pro-choice arguments coming out of you. Yeah, dude. It sounds like there's some based pro-choice arguments that are actively refuting your own position coming out of your mouth.
It's just hard because I think it's immoral. If you know that you have a baby in you, and you know it has a heartbeat and it's growing fingernails, I just don't think it's
Why does
right
a heartbeat matter? Give me one damn reason that I should care about a fetus's heartbeat.
I mean, it kind of humanizes it.
So you admit that you're just trying to appeal to emotions, humanize the fetus, saying, oh, it's more like you because you both have beating hearts, just like the pig, the cow, and the chicken. Therefore, we should infringe upon the rights of all 170 million American women and girls and actively prevent victims of rape from accessing life-saving procedures. It's insane, man. I can't, quite frankly. And also, you're saying that people without fingernails are like less morally valuable? I can't stand for that. So actually, see my finger right here? Do you see how fucked up and weird it looks? That's because I smashed my finger and I lost the nail for about an hour before it was sewn back on. Are you saying that in that hour that I didn't have any moral value? None at all? Are you devaluing my lived experiences, ma'am?
No, you're taking my word. I'm talking about a fetus, and even if the fetus is disformed or whatever, doesn't have fingernails, it still doesn't make it any less of a human, of a baby.
Well, didn't you just say that it needs a heartbeat to be valuable? But if it doesn't,
no, I didn't say that it needs one. I'm just trying to humanize with you.
I hear you. Here's the idea. I don't really think that you have thought about like reasons to be pro-life. But hey, at the end of the day, I guess it's a good thing because now you get to think about reasons to be pro-choice. So, I mean, once upon a time, I as well was pro-life without any reasons. Once upon a time, I myself joined up in a live with a pro-choicer. And once upon a time, I lost that debate so poorly and badly because I had no reasons to be pro-life. And then over the course of the following months, I became pro-choice because I lost that debate so badly. So if I had to, ask anything of you, just be to consider my arguments because it's quite possible that you are reasonable just like me, and with time, you will recognize that there's no good reason to be pro-life with all good reason to be pro-choice. How about that one? How about that? That's right. Moving on to our next guest. Okay, let's see what we got. We haven't done abortion debates in months and months and months and months. Did she leave? No, I kicked her. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry. Should I let those conversations play out? I feel like the reason why I don't is because there comes a point where I feel like I'm beating a dead horse. If that makes any sense, you know what I mean? And that is, I guess, what I am always trying to avoid. All right, guys. If you are pro-life, make sure to drop me in the comment section. I guess we're gonna go and get our next guests up in here right now. Please do make sure if you are in that queue that you do think that abortion is wrong. Jesse, thank you so much for the $5 on Venmo. I do appreciate you for the love. And we're going to get our next guest up in the live right now. Let's just see who we got here. So everyone do just kind of be patient while we're getting them loaded up. All right. We're going to go and get them up here. Geez, you guys, if you're going to spam me in the comment section, make sure that, you're going to accept my invite. All right? I mean, that's going to be required. Hey, man. So you think abortion bad, right?
So my argument is going to be a little different than everybody else's. So I don't think it's technically murder, but I do think it is not good for like the human population.
So do you think that abortion should be like legal or illegal?
Illegal.
Okay, so you think that abortion's wrong. Give me the argument. Why is abortion wrong?
Because we're having a major population crisis in the world right now, and I don't think that we need to keep producing. We need to keep producing like humans so we don't eventually go extinct.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Like, the only women that would be impacted by making abortion illegal so we have more humans is women with unwanted pregnancies. So you're literally saying that we should force women that get pregnant, that don't want to get pregnant, to raise kids.
Okay, here's my... Okay, wait.
Like, dude, come on. You're like, oh, these women that got pregnant, even though they didn't want to, they need to be incubators for humanity.
No. But listen, you can put... It was like 44% of women regretted their abortions.
Oh, I don't believe that for a moment.
Look it up. Here,
No, I know the study that you're talking about. It was a church pastor that had asked women in his church that had gotten abortions if they regret it. I've already seen that. Okay, but come back to the stream. Yo, hey, real quick, do you think that gambling should be illegal?
I mean, yeah. It's pretty fucking bad. No, actually, no.
No? How many people regret gambling?
Yeah.
Enough to make the house win, right? So, I mean, seemingly regret rates don't instantiate an argument for why something should be illegal.
Okay, well, what's your opinion on like how long until the abortion's like?
All the way through birth and then like 5 months after birth.
No, actually.
Sorry, 3 months after birth.
No, like first trimester?
Till about 20 weeks.
Is that like before feeling or?
Yeah, well, that's why I draw the line. Is because of feeling, because of consciousness, because of the ability to feel pain. So at about 20 through 24 weeks, the fetus gains the ability to deploy sentience. Then about 24 through 27 weeks, it gains feeling / the ability to perceive pain, right? So I draw my line at about 20 weeks. Avery, thank you so much for the $10 donation on Venmo, saying I appreciate you so much and all the hope that you have put into the world, sending love. I appreciate you so much for the love, Avery. You are awesome.
All right. Yeah, I agree with you on that. I kind of joined the live earlier for the other discussion, but.
All right, Base. Well, I appreciate you for coming up.
Yeah, see ya.
See ya. All right, moving on to our next guest here, ladies and gentlemen. But I guess, like, for the record, I actually do think that gambling should be illegal. I think that it's, like, highly immoral. It's so, like, it's just such, there's a word to describe it when you think predatory. I think it's highly predatory. What's up, Dad? Is abortion wrong?
What's up? Yeah, it is. And I just want to say something else. I have videos of you saying the N-word, by the way.
Well, I mean, so do I, and so does, like, everyone on Twitter and a lot of people in the comment section.
Yeah, and what do liberals think about canceling people? But why aren't you canceled?
Yeah, sure, because of three things. Accountability, growth, apology, and acceptance. Like, I mean, like at the end of the day, like we could condemn those behaviors as being racist, but we could also recognize, like, the growth in which I've made over the course of the past couple of years because of the exposure to education, which I now actively share with people every day on live. I guess he wasn't mad enough. I bet he didn't expect that reaction. Yeah, no, when they recognize that there's actually, like, a logical reason why I'm not canceled, it's like they're like, oh, gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta head out of here. All right, we're gonna move on to our next guest. All right, let's see what we got. We're gonna go to get our next guest up in the box as we speak. Shrimp, thank you for the galaxy. I do appreciate you for the love. Embarrassing. Yeah, that one is pretty embarrassing. Desiree, thank you for the $10 on PayPal saying we love an informed king. Well, I do appreciate you for the love, Desiree. Everybody, please do show some love to Desiree down below in that comment section. Hello, Corey. Do you think that abortion is wrong?
I think abortion's all right.
Oh,
but I think it's murder.
Okay, you sick satanic fuck. Did you just say murder's all right? You can't say
No, I said abortion is murder on some level. It's also still necessary in a functional society. It's necessary for women's rights.
No, just drop the whole murder part.
Well, it is. I mean, if you're killing a fetus, it's like, and you made a good point. You talk about 21 weeks or whatever. I mean,
okay. All right. You know what? Based. All right. You know what? Yeah. You do it, Corey. I don't care if you think that abortion is murder, as long as like you have some internal justification to get from point A, abortion is murder, to point B, abortion should be legal and is necessary. Like, okay. All right. We'll take it. Slay, dude. All right. Yeah. What's up, Liberty Bell? I'm going to be ringing your bell, right, with the uppercuts in the fists in the jaw and intellectually, metaphorically in this debate. So why do you think that abortion is wrong?
Oh, hello. Can you hear me?
Oh, he didn't get my walk-in. I'm so mad. Okay, all right.
Sorry.
Well, yeah. What's up? Do you think that abortion is wrong?
Yeah, I think it's murder.
All right. Why is that?
Well, it's I believe in conception. I believe that when it's.
I don't.
Well,
conception's not real.
Okay. Well, it's life, and there's you can go it. I'm religious, so you can go biblically, but if we're going to do biologically or scientifically, you can look at nature. There's parts in Pensacola right now. If you go near, as a lifeguard, if you go near where turtles lay their eggs, you can literally, they'll tell you don't even save the person caught in the riptide, because you step on those turtle eggs, it's murder. And you can go to jail and it's a $200,000 fine.
Oh, yeah, that's because they're an endangered species. But you understand that has nothing to do with the innate value of the life. Like, for instance, if there was like a microbial life form on Mars, and there was only...
Wait. Is the turtle eggs life? The turtle's in there.
Are they... Well, no, they're dead. Yes, they're alive. Come on, catch up.
So the fetus is not it's not a living thing?
No, it's dead. Just kidding. It is alive. Yeah, I'm fucking with you. I'm having some fun. Come on, it's dark humor.
No, I'm saying but that's the thing. It's so like the guy said before. We have to say
yes, it's alive. It's alive from the moment of conception. Human life starts at the moment of conception. Please.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying. So see, you have to admit it's better if you just say what we're doing is murder. And it's wrong versus you saying that it's not murder, because there's certain situations, just like nursing sharks. You can't go in certain places in the bridge throughout the Florida. If you mess with a nursing shark that has eggs in it, the scientists consider it life. Eagle eggs. If I see eagle egg right now and I step on it, what's in the egg? It's considered life. So how come animals it's life and humans is not considered life?
Well, it's life in all eggs.
So is it a human? Is the fetus human?
Yeah, it's a human life, man.
So then it's murder.
No, I could explain to you why.
Okay.
Because I define murder as the unjustified, wrongful termination of a human life. Wrongful termination of a human life, not just termination.
No, what does abortion mean? It means termination. That's why you abort something. You abort something, it's bad. That's why even when the word term, when you abort something, it's a bad thing.
Isabel, thank you so much for the $10 on PayPal. I do appreciate you for the love, Isabel. So we
don't say abort when it's a good thing. No one says, "Oh, let's abort this mission." It's like, "Oh, gee, I'm excited."
Yo, Mama Peach with a 50 gifted subs. I appreciate you so much for the love, Mama Peach. Thank you so much. Everybody, please do show some love to Mama Peach down below in that comment section. It means the world to me. Holy shit, with a 50 gifted subs. That is incredible. Thank you. You are so phenomenal. So yeah, Liberty Bell, here's the thing. So first, your argument is that murder is just the killing of any life. I can just say no. Like, I don't think that self-defense is murder. I don't think pulling the plug on a brain dead patient is murder. I don't think that killing a cow to eat it is murder. And I think that requires us to better define murder. Okay, so I define murder as the wrongful termination of a human life, but I don't think that the termination of a fetus's very human life is wrong, right? And the reason I don't think it's wrong is because I don't think the fetus has any value. And the reason I don't think that the fetus has any value is because it doesn't have the ability to deploy any level of sentience, any level of subjective experiences, or any level of consciousness, point blank period. Like, what the fuck are we going to value inside of the human life? Their
turtle
genome,
eggs, dude.
their DNA?
Turtle eggs are valuable then.
No, I actually tell you about the turtle eggs, about like
eagle eggs.
About the eagle eggs. They don't have intrinsic value. They have extrinsic value. Okay. The reason why it is wrong and illegal for you to step on the egg of an eagle, but not to get an abortion, say in Colorado, is because eagles are considered an endangered, protected species, right? And we as a society, like collectively apply extrinsic value to them. Like, for
And
instance,
how come if
one
you-
second, stop talking. I'm gonna
Wait,
land my
let me
plane
hear
here.
it.
Like, for instance, if we found like a unicellular life form on Mars, right? That would be the first time we've ever found life outside Earth. Well, actually, no, that's a lie. There's life on a couple moons. Let's think of something cooler. If we found like a rodent on Mars, that would be the first time that we found such a form of complex life on another planet, right? But would we protect the shit out of that little rodent? Would we make it so incredibly illegal to kill that little rodent? Yes, because we're applying extrinsic value to it.
To its murder?
No, I don't think it's
Take
murder
what?
to kill the rodent, but we're still because we're just like what? Is
Okay,
it
so
murder
for
to kill the
example,
rodent? No.
why when right now if there's a pregnant lady and a man kills her and she's pregnant, it's double homicide.
Yeah, man. Because murder is defined as the unjust termination of a human life. It's only justified when the mother terminates the life of her fetus. I could give an analogy for this too.
And the scientists actually, and that's why because many times people try to say that situation is not murder, but even scientists say, no, it's considered, even at certain stages, even the fetus is a baby and it's double homicide, it's murder.
I think it should be murder. I think it should be double homicide. Because only the mother has the right to abort or kill the fetus in her uterus. If anyone else does it without her consent, then it is unjustified.
And the situation people are not talking about either. Do you agree the way our bodies are designed are like kind of like machines? In a way, we're kind of like a machine. When you,
I think that are you just like defining machine? It's like the complex interplay of a lot of.
I'm something like
components.
we are complex beings. We have it's like a running machine. When you abort something, these doctors don't tell you, and you talk to women that years later, unless in certain situations, let's say if you're saying you're sick or if the baby needs to come out in certain situations.
This
But
guy's
if a
like
woman-
rapid firing arguments at me. I mean, I'm here for it. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, isn't it better than these other people who just sit there and they don't? I'm just saying. So if a woman in a certain situation and she's perfectly healthy, nothing wrong with her, over time for you just to abort, her body is going to suffer incredible damage because there was nothing wrong for her to abort, for her just to do it. And that's something they're not talking about. And then let's say years later, she decides, I want to have a baby now. Do you know the chances for her to have a baby now have gone down tremendously because there was nothing wrong. There was no reason for her to have an abortion. So you're messing with something you shouldn't be messing with. Now, yes, if there's a situation where, okay, we have no choice, but for a girl to be completely healthy.
So you're saying that it decreases fertility rates and that's why it should be illegal. Do you think that like vasectomies for men should be illegal?
I don't think men should get vasectomies.
Do you think they should be illegal?
For vasectomy?
Uh-huh.
I honestly, I think when you play God in certain situations, I don't think they should do that. I don't think you should tamper with someone's body.
Should it be illegal to get a vasectomy?
I don't see why not. I don't think you should play God like in this
Oh
situation.
wait, when you say playing God, do you just mean like changing the way in which your body looks or functions?
No, I'm saying messing with like our ways where we reproduce.
Okay, messing with the ways that we reproduce, they should all be illegal. So should condoms be illegal?
No, I'm talking about surgery. I'm talking about going in your body and playing God.
Okay, so should IUDs be illegal?
I'm not a big fan of IUDs. There's a lot of complications with IUDs.
So like not only are you sitting here and you're saying that like abortion should be illegal, but like so should birth control.
Like
wait, isn't like all medicine kind of playing God to a certain extent? Like, would you say that Advil should be illegal because you're going in your body playing God artificially?
No. I'm talking about surgeons with your hands. You're going in someone's body.
Yeah, but
playing God.
I don't see like the relevant distinction between going in your body with an aspirin and going in your body with a vasectomy.
I'm talking about someone else going into your body.
Okay, so let's just say that you have a nurse administer the aspirin into your mouth cavity. Like, what? Wait. So all surgery? Wait, 1 second.
No.
So all surgery? Wait. So like, let's say that I have a
I'm
deviated.
talking about
Let's say that I have a deviated
reproduction.
Let's say that I have a deviated. Let's say that I have a deviated septum, and I let a surgeon play God by going in there and fixing it. Should that be illegal?
No.
Okay. Oh.
I'm talking about reproduction.
Reproduction. So should C-sections be illegal?
See, that's not. I said surgery. That's different.
That is a surgery.
You're trying to save a life. You know what you're trying to do here.
Oh, okay. So it's only wrong when it's ending life.
Yeah, exactly. We're going back to it's murder.
Does a vasectomy in life donut?
It's not going to. It's pausing life or reproduction.
Hey, Liberty. Does a vasectomy in life you donut?
Does it end life? It doesn't allow to have life. Doesn't give
so
the chance
it doesn't
of life.
end life.
It doesn't allow the opportunity to have life.
Abstaining from engaging in intercourse doesn't allow you to have the opportunity to have life.
So that's another issue. That's another issue, brother.
Are you saying
there should be more abstaining?
Are you saying that being a virgin should be illegal?
What? No. Where are you going with this?
Wait, why? Because it doesn't allow you to have the opportunity to create life. Wasn't that what you were just arguing?
I'm talking about reproduction. When you sabotage reproduction system in people's bodies.
Okay, yeah, sure. I'm going to sabotage my reproductive system by becoming abstinent just because I hate you, right? And I want to demonstrate to you that you have a logical inconsistency.
Oh, you know,
within
that's
your
funny.
position.
Let's go there. You know, Planned Parenthood, study the person who started Planned Parenthood.
Margaret
She literally,
Sanger,
her purpose was to destroy the black race.
Amelia, thank you so much for the $5 on Venmo. So 2 facts: abortion didn't become legal until after she was dead, and she predominantly purposed that with the use of birth control. But you're absolutely right. By the way, he's not lying; he's telling the truth. But I don't think that like racist origins of good things makes that good thing bad necessarily. Like for instance, tipping has very racist origins. So after slavery was abolished, the Union won, and we became a collective, and black people had human rights too. What the white racist business owners came up with was paying their employees less than minimum wage, and then asking their patrons to tip their employees, right? And what would inevitably happen was the black employees wouldn't get tipped, meanwhile the white employees would. And tipping was designed by racist white people to do exactly that. Right? But like, obviously, I don't feel bad when I go to a restaurant and I tip my employee, the waitress money, even though tipping has racist origins. So women shouldn't feel bad when they go out and get abortions.
No, but you're
even
wrong
if
there.
abortions have racist origins.
Planned Parenthood, even when they first started, they went to black communities.
Thank you for the galaxy. I appreciate you for the love.
They went to black communities and they literally was trying to eliminate black people. And in Africa, the same thing happened in Africa with sterilization and abortions. They even paid people to become doctors because it was eliminate the black race. It has racist origins, even Planned Parenthood. So you can't say.
Oh my God. So wait. So if Dean went and started his own abortion clinics across the U.S. today because Dean isn't a racist and just wants to serve towards women's rights, that should be legal?
So if Hitler started a school and you're like, oh, he meant well, we should say, oh yeah, let's go continue to encourage that school and let's go from a different aspect from Hitler. We should obviously.
Wait, that still actively. Wait. That still actively happens. Wait. Are you a Christian?
What? Yes.
Yeah. Do you know how many Catholic Christian churches were built in Germany by the Nazis?
Yeah,
should every single one of those churches be destroyed?
I'm not Catholic. I'm Protestant.
So should all of those Catholic churches be destroyed?
I don't have a problem with them being destroyed.
Jesus, what the fuck? Yeah. Okay, so let's just say there's also some Protestant churches built. So they should all be destroyed, all of those churches.
Hitler didn't build Protestant churches.
Oh my God! So anything that Hitler built, it should all be destroyed.
Why not?
Okay, so
you're gonna support Hitler?
So, no, I'm not supporting fucking Hitler, right? All that I'm saying, right, is that there's seemingly no reason to try to deny women access to healthcare and abortion today, right? Specifically because of the negative intent from actors in the past. Do you think that we should make tipping illegal for the reason in which I denoted?
Tipping and versus a person, literally their whole point was creating something, was to eliminate the black race. I think cash and murder is a big difference. Don't you think?
So would you say that we should make abortion illegal for black people but not illegal for white people?
I think it should be for all people.
Wait, why would we make it illegal for white people, right? Because you're saying that the only reason that abortion is bad is because it wanted to murder and eliminate the black race, right? So why should we make it illegal for white people? He left. Jesus fucking Christ. Dude, it's like crazy. It's like crazy how like these arguments just get so estranged, man. See, that's the thing about being a debater, right? Is you got to be good, right? And being good doesn't just mean that you know how to respond to the most intellectual people that disagree with you. Being good means you know how to respond to the stupid people that disagree with you. That is the hardest part about being like a debater. It's not responding to the smart people. It's responding to the stupid people. We're going to go to move on to our next guest. Let's go ahead and get him up in here. If you do want to support me, my Venmo as well as my PayPal are in my bio. Get 100% of the proceeds on those platforms. Unreal. I mean, unreal. Truly unreal. All right. Let's see who's up next. Everybody just do give us a minute. We got Ava Johnson loading into the stream. Give us a moment. Hey, what's going on? Do you think that abortion is wrong?
So there is one instance where, like,
how old are you?
I'm 18.
What year were you born in?
2006.
Okay.
On September 4th.
Oh, wow. Okay. Awesome. So yeah, why do you think abortion is wrong?
So like I said, I think there's one instance where it's wrong. So, like just a basic Google search can tell you that some women choose to have an abortion because like of a deformality they find in that child. And so I feel like with your definition of like wrongful termination, I feel like with a mental disability or physical disability, a woman choosing to end that life.
No, I actually don't even think that abortion's wrong. I think that it's the intent of the woman who's getting the abortion that's wrong. And I mean, there's a lot of different ways to describe this. So like, for instance, I think that the example that I've used in the past when I've gotten this argument was the idea of a white supremacist firefighter, right? The only reason why he's a firefighter is because he wants to, quote unquote, protect and preserve the white race as much as he can. Right? So let's just imagine that this white supremacist firefighter, right, went to save a family of 4 when their house was burning down, and he was the first in there, and he saved them all, and he pulled them all out. And the only reason he did that was because they were white, and he wanted to preserve the race. Right? The literal action of saving those people, was it wrong?
So you're saying like that? No, the action of saving the people was wrong, but like I agree with you, like the intent of like not saving the people of color was wrong. So I agree with you with that. And I agree with you with like most like of everything that you say. It's just I was born with Turner's, so it basically is the opposite of Down syndrome where I have a missing chromosome instead of an extra. So this is a kind of a topic that I like research and like think about a lot. And I have seen some like news articles about women choosing to abort their children because of those deformalities. So that's just something I wanted to see like your opinion on.
Yeah, my opinion is that like the action in of itself isn't wrong because there's nothing that we could attribute to be wrong. The fetus is invalue, it doesn't have value. But of course the intention, right, of like eugenics is incredibly wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Thank you.
Of course, have a good one.
You too.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next guest. Josh, thank you so much for the $5 on Venmo. I do appreciate you for the love. I mean, I've thought about that a whole lot. I think like the last way that I heard that phrase to me was like a woman aborting the fetus in a room only because it was black. And I mean, it's basically what I've reduced it down to is bad intention. Hey, what's up, Kate? Do you think that abortion is wrong?
I just really wanted to talk about the conversation that you were having earlier about leaders and what makes people a good leader. You used the example of Jesus, and just because he didn't have a large group of followers during his time, that he was a poor leader.
How old are you?
I'm 18.
What year were you born in?
2006. September 1st was my birthday.
Really? What month is September?
9.
What is your astrology sign?
I'm not into astrology at all.
I mean,
I could
neither.
give you my graduation date.
No, me neither. I'm not into astrology either, but I'm a Virgo. And I was born on September 1st too. So, yep. All right, moving on to the next guest. Moving on. I'm not into astrology either, but I know my sign. All right, we're going to move on to our next guest. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody just do give us one moment. Hey, what's going on? Can you turn off the other phone in the background that has my audio on repeat?
Can you turn off the other phone in the background that has my audio?
There we are. What's up? Do you think that abortion is wrong?
I would say yes.
You would say yes. And why is that?
I think at conception there is life, and I think you would agree with that as well.
Yeah, no, life begins at the moment of conception. So why is it wrong to end that life? That's what we're here to discuss.
Because that would be, like you said, the intention of that is to end life, which is murder.
Oh, wait, so you're defining murder as intending to end life, sir? Yeah, I think that doctors...
You define murder then?
Yeah, of course. I define it as the unjustified termination of a life. But if we want to operate under your definition, doctors intend to end life every single day when they pull the plug on brain dead patients. Are they murderers?
It depends on the scientific definition of where the person is at in their life. They're usually deemed unliving at the time they pull.
No, they're deemed as having complete and total cessation of all cognitive function, so they'll never have a subjective experience like you and I again. But they are biologically alive. In fact, that's a point of life support. It's to support their biological life, right? And that's the only type of life that is present in that of a fetus too.
So you believe that life begins at 20 weeks then, when they have sensation and...
No, I believe that life begins at conception because I define life biologically.
Well, then life would... Yeah, so a zygote, killing a zygote, you believe would be killing if you're getting rid of a zygote, correct?
Yeah, the zygote died.
Okay. So was that life?
It was life, yeah. Zygotes are alive.
Is that wrong?
No.
Why?
Why? Because I don't attribute any moral value to the zygote, and I don't attribute any moral value to the fetus.
So the argument that a lot of people get wrong with the zygote versus the fetus and where this all goes wrong, I think most Republicans, Democrats, wherever you want to be on the political scale, most people generally agree that there is some abortion that should be legal and there's some abortion that shouldn't be illegal. Like the guest you just had, when there's deformities and you're choosing because you didn't want to have the liability of that child, or other reasons of not wanting to have the liability of the child, most people would deem that something that would be intention wrong. The intention of right, obviously rape, incest, and ectopic pregnancy, or harmfulness to the mother, I think most people would generally agree is going to save life, so it would make sense, and therefore it's the Tesla argument. Are you going to save the mother?
Do you mind if I just ask you why you think abortion's wrong? We still haven't really figured that one out.
I think abortion's wrong because I think it's still murder.
Okay, all right, man. So so you literally just told us that you think that the death of a fetus is unjustified because you think that it's an unjustified death of a fetus. You're literally telling me that it's murder because it's murder. Let me ask you this question: what trait, right, of that fetus do you value?
That it has potential life, or a potential full life coming behind it.
Okay, a potential full life coming in front of it. So let's isolate what exactly you mean by this. So if a zygote were to remain a zygote forever, it was never going to grow into anything greater than just a zygote, would you value it at all?
Here's the thing with the zygote argument. I mean, if you look at
Well, it's not even an argument. It's just a clarifying question, so we could isolate what you value in that fetus's future. Because I would posit the hypothesis.
Well, you're not a scientist, and you know that if you look into science, proves that the zygote probability of becoming an actual human life is about 40%. So there already is risk just in general for where a zygote's going to go in potential life. So I wouldn't equate that to a fetus that has a much higher probability of life.
I don't think that matters at all, because you're saying that it is currently valuable because of what it will be in the future. You're just saying that the zygote is less likely to have that same future, right? I don't think that the culpability for murder, right, changes it if it happens, right? For instance, if there's a 10% chance that when I shoot my gun at the door right in front of me, it'll kill somebody. If I do kill somebody, it's still going to be murder. I'm going to be just as culpable as the next, right? And if there's a 40% chance that this zygote that you're going to kill has a future like ours, well, if it truly would have had a future like ours, you're still a fucking murderer. Right? Therefore, like 70% of women with IUDs that kill these zygotes are fucking murderers.
I don't know if the word is murder, because murder, like you said, has to have intention behind it.
Oh, I don't think, no, murder does not have to have intention behind it.
Well, what was your first argument? Define murder again? Unjust intention, right?
No, the unjustified termination of a human life. If
unjustified is an intention, right? Because you could say it's just, your intention was just, and then would you say it was not murder?
No. If like a series of events are justified or unjustified, has nothing to do with the intentions of the actor. Like, for instance, if I drink 4 beers and then hop in my truck intending to go to get a full tank of gas, and I take out a family of 4 on the way, am I a murderer or not because I didn't intend to kill them?
Because you didn't intend to kill them, you're saying?
Was I a murderer or not?
Yes, you were.
Oh, but I just intended to get a full tank of gas there, buddy.
Right, but you also, the unjust portion of that was you were intoxicated and were unable to make just decisions at that point.
Right, so you're just describing that it was wrong because of everything but the intention of the actor. Right? You just agreed and conceded that murder has nothing to do with intention.
Well, that's also alcohol becomes a convoluted example because it impedes any decision making possible at all at that point. So
yeah, so you're just saying it's murder for any other reason but the intention of the actor. It's never about the intention of the actor. You understand that there's been so many people that have died throughout the context of human history, right, at the hand of someone that was well-intentioned. Like, for instance, just take all of like the estranged, crazy religious cults, right, that thought that the world was going to end tomorrow, and if they didn't all kill each other, right, they were going to get burned up in flames by Satan. Right? So then like one of them put a little bit of cyanide in all their Kool-Aid. I would say that person was a multiple count murderer, right? But if you are dictating murder based upon the intention, well, they were well intentioned, right? So this is why murder has nothing to do with intention, right? But then even further on top of that, right, if it's about intention, well, we got to understand that when a woman's going to get an abortion, she's never going to do it with an intention to fucking like kill this fetus, and she's not satanic, and she's not like devolved into like some into some like state of like tyranny and evilness. Okay, like if you want to argue that like, oh, we should criminalize women that get abortions because they're ruthless satanic murderers, sure, I don't fucking care, right? But now let's talk about the women that get abortions because they don't want to have to deal with a financial or parental obligation for the rest of their life. Let's talk about the women that get abortions because they don't want to have to deal with the pains and traumas associated specifically with pregnancy and childbirth, okay? Right? I don't think that intentions are ever relevant.
Are you an absolute truther on the fact that you believe that all abortion up to 20 weeks is justified or should be legal?
Morally permissible. Yeah, dude. I don't give a fuck, right? All abortions, right, that are decided at the hand of the woman that is pregnant, right, should be legal until 20 weeks, right? Because they are all morally permissible. There's not a single morally valuable trait in any single one of those fetuses.
But if you're saying, so that's the whole, right? So this is my challenge with the my body, my choice, because I struggle with that because it shouldn't be something that even needs choice. If it's something that's you're choosing, then there has to be some sort of just or unjust moral decision compass that you're making to say, I don't want this child any longer, or I do? And how quickly are you able to actually determine if you're pregnant or not, right? Because that should come into factor here as well, right? So if you're
I get it. So you're saying that the legality of abortion shouldn't be discerned off of the fetus because you don't really care about the fetus. We should discern the morality off of the abortion depending on the intentions and mental states of the mother. Terrible. If I were to give you a picture of a fetus that was aborted, right, because the mother got raped or she was genuinely in a dire state of financial means that she couldn't support her own pregnancy and she had to work, compared to a picture of a fetus that was aborted because some 18-year-old woman in college was fucking 100 guys a week and decided to go to a Planned Parenthood because she got pregnant, there's going to be no goddamn difference between them. And the only reason that you think one should be legal and one should be illegal, right, is because you're looking at the attitudes of woman number one and you're saying they're in accordance with your standard of responsibility, and then you're looking at the attitudes of woman number two and you're saying that they're out of accordance with your standard of responsibility. All that you really want to do is punish women that don't align with your standards of responsibility and reward the women that do, right? This has nothing to do with saving the life of an invaluable child and has all to do with punishing and controlling women.
And punishing and controlling women for their decision making like the rest of us would have as well. The same way a male is going to be punished if the woman decides to go through with it for child support and whatever other responsibilities they're going to have because the woman decided to go through with it.
The fact that you just called child support a punishment shows how much of a piece of shit you are. No, child support, right, is built into our legislation because we need to tend towards the livelihood of your fucking kids, okay? Right? The only reason why that exists is because you consented towards engaging in intercourse, right? You consented towards releasing your sperm within the vagina of a woman. You knew what it was going to lead to. You knew you had no control over it. It is not your body. The uterus is separate, distinct, and apart from you, and that child is born into this world, right? And if you are financially better off than the woman, right, and you need to legally ensure that that child, right, has a sustainable quality of life.
Correct. What I'm getting at, though, is so I hear what you said, and that was just a part of the argument there. But what I'm getting at is the women have to take ownership of their decision making, right? I mean, if you use the example of the one who goes out and has intercourse with 100 folks versus the one that got raped, I think most people morally would agree on both sides of the political spectrum that the one who got raped was not by choice of decision making. Rape was not by choice of decision, and unfortunately, conception was not something that she decided. If you made that wasn't a mistake, right, or that wasn't even a decision that was even made to even get there. That was a forced upon action, and
I would say I'd actually pretty strongly argue that abortion is a woman taking responsibility for the unwanted pregnancy, right? Because she's taking responsibility for the fact that she's not in a place in her life where she can adequately or correctly raise this child, right? Given the best and most appropriate means.
But you could have made that decision before having intercourse with the male.
Oh, okay. And for that reason, you think it should be legal. Hey, man, what about all the cigarette smokers that got lung cancer? But they could have made the decision to never smoke in the first place, and they would have avoided lung cancer as a whole. Should they be denied access to treatment because they knew the risks of lung cancer being brought on by smoking that cigarette, and they were obligated to them since they did decide to pick up that cigarette?
Well, there's first of all not a lot of moral correlation there. And because it's not an illegal.
Oh, great. Yeah, you're saying that, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing immoral about that, but the same reason
immoral,
applies.
right. Use the word morality, right?
You just got done telling me that the reason an abortion is immoral is because the woman understood the risks of pregnancy and still chose to engage in intercourse, right? Well, that same reason would apply to someone that understands the risks of lung cancer but still chooses to engage in smoking a cigarette. But you no longer think it's wrong. All that you're telling us is that you don't truly trust this logic and it doesn't accurately determine, right, these moral claims.
And the folks that are actually going to choose the risk of lung cancer and smoking typically are going to end up having to suffer the consequences of that, right? They don't just get to say, I can just get rid of my lungs, kill my lungs, and say, I get a new chance at life. That they typically go down with the lungs.
Wait, let's ask this question. If we had like the available medical technology,
potentially, I hear where you're going. That could happen.
Let me ask this question. If we had the available medical technology to literally snap a doctor's fingers and just negate and get rid of all of the consequences of lung cancer from someone that smokes cigarettes, would you be okay with that? Should that be legal?
I think that's going to be a moral compass question that comes down the road when AI and other scientific technology gets to the point where they can
answer the question now. Don't act like you cannot abstractly think to a sufficient level to understand such a simple hypothetical question.
I think morally there is a very challenging part of that question that would go into a whole different conversation.
No, there's no morally challenging part of that question, right? If you engage in the act of smoking a cigarette, right? We all could agree you probably fucked up a little bit, right? And if you get lung cancer, I feel really bad for you. That sucks, right? But there's absolutely no reason why we should sit here and say that they should be denied access to healthcare, right? That could save their life, right? Or terminate the lung cancer growing inside of their bodies. Do you just not believe in personal autonomy at all? Do you just not believe, right, in having access to services and including even paying for them yourself, right, to save your life? Do you think that we should just arbitrarily invade upon like individualistic rights, freedoms, and liberties because you want them to be deemed as irresponsible? Like what the fuck?
And when they would relate to my, when it's my right and it
no, wait, do you actually think that cigarette smokers should be denied access to chemotherapy to terminate the life of their lung cancer? Is it immoral to cure cancer onset by smoking?
Is it immoral to? I would say no. That's not. I mean, I don't think that that's the same even ballpark of moral compass there, though. What you're asking me?
Well, it is the same. It is not just the same moral ballpark. It is the same argument. You told me, and I quote, "Abortion bad because woman engaged in sex knowing pregnancy was consequence." Okay?
Correct.
The reason why it is the same exact argument is cancer treatment bad because cigarette smoker engaged in the act of smoking, understanding that cancer was consequence.
Right, but
Haley, thank you for the $10 on PayPal.
But the actual result in both those situations is one, prolonging life, one, causing death.
Oh,
right?
okay. Well, then you're just telling me the reason that you think that the abortion is wrong has nothing to do with the active intentions or attitudes or actions. No, 1 second. Stop talking. You're telling me there that you don't think that the abortion is wrong because of the active intentions, attitudes, or actions that the mother engaged in, and all because of the innate intrinsic value of the fetus's life, right? So what gives it that innate intrinsic value?
I believe if the abortion were to affect the actual health and condition of the mother, then that relates to the same argument as...
Yeah, but that doesn't answer my question.
I mean, that does. That's what the argument you're making about the chemotherapy would be the health of myself and choosing if that was a moral obligation because I was choosing chemotherapy versus not. I think the abortion, medically speaking, should be legal if I were at risk before 20 weeks, which you would probably know, even actually beyond 20 weeks, if I were at risk of life and death, because then it's the whole Tesla argument, right?
Okay, got it.
The Tesla argument, right? If Tesla has to decide if I need to go straight to kill the person in front of me versus veer off the road and kill the person walking on the sidewalk, Tesla hasn't come up with because there is no moral answer to that. You could go all day. There's it's an interstellar world that you can just go on and on about. So this argument is the same with ectopic pregnancy if you want to go down morally, but I believe
okay, so if that cancer had a 3 to 5% chance of killing the person that got it, should they still be able to access service?
Sorry, what was the question?
If that cancer had a 3 to 5% chance of killing the person that got it, should they still be able to access chemotherapy?
I mean, that's a decision they get to make.
Okay, so you think it should be legal. Well, great. You just fucking destroyed yourself because pregnancy has a 3 to 5% chance of killing any woman.
Right. But again, pregnancy is something that you get to choose. And I'm arguing for the term.
Bro, dumb. You literally just told me that the reason that you think that individuals that smoke cigarettes and get cancer should be able to access chemotherapy is because it puts their life at risk, even if only at a 3 to 5% chance of killing them. Okay? Literally apply that same logic to pregnancy. The reason why I asked you 3 to 5% chance of killing them was because that is a chance that any pregnancy has of killing any woman.
Sure. So what's the point of that part of the argument?
You just said that all access to chemotherapy should be legal for the cigarette smoker because there's a chance of killing them. Okay, well, the same chance exists with pregnancies. So all women, under your worldview, should have access to abortion because it has a chance of killing them.
I think that that's just like a convoluted way to look at it. But
It's not
sure,
a convoluted way of looking at it. I literally took your argument word for word, bar for bar.
okay. I mean, fair points there. I think we went down enough of the path that where I mean it doesn't fully relate and correlate, but there are.
So what's the difference?
I see points to your argument that, like I said, that I mean, chemo would be something that you would choose, and the risk of that would be something that you would have to then come to terms with. The same way that pregnancy would be, abortion is not something that the choice of pregnancy and then aborting after is a totally different. That's a second choice to that.
Wait, so first you choose to smoke, like first you choose to engage in sex, and then your second choice is to choose to get an abortion, just like your second choice is to choose to get chemotherapy. What the hell are you saying?
Both of those choices are related to my life. Abortion is related to my life first, and then another fetus and human being's life second.
So then you are not saying that abortion is wrong because of the actions, intentions, or attitudes of the mother, but rather because of the innate value of the human life of the fetus. So what gives that human life the value?
Right. All right. Well, I feel like we got some good points in and things happen there. So I got to get going here. I just wanted to kind of hop on and hear some of the points there, and then I'll revisit later, kind of think through some of that, and we can chat again another time.
Okay. Well, feel free to request as soon as you can answer that question. You'll be welcomed. Peace out. All right, chatters. It is now 8 p.m. We've had a fun little short day. And you guys, I now have to get off for the night. I know. It sucks, quite frankly. It does. I know. In the morning, I have to wake up, and I have a long day tomorrow. I have a really, really, really long day tomorrow. Oh my God. Yo, Haley, thank you so much for the $25 donation on PayPal. What does Haley say? Haley says, please stop engaging with Liam. I joined his live last night, and he laughed at me for talking about getting an abortion from childhood grape. Yeah, that's a good enough reason for me to stop engaging with him. I'm so sorry that happened to you, Haley. That's incredibly fucked up. Thank you for the $25 donation. But anyways, yeah, guys, long day tomorrow. Long day tomorrow. And I honestly had a pretty long day today. Really long day. So tomorrow I wake up early in the morning and I drive for 4 hours to Denver. And then I get to the airport. I park my car. And I take a 20-minute bus to the airport. I walk through the airport for 2 hours. I hop on a plane. I go on the plane for 3 hours. And then I land in DC. It's going to be such a long day. It's going to be such a long day. So I'm waking up at 8 a.m. and I'll be on the road traveling until 10 p.m. Oh, man. That's a lot, dude. That's a lot, man. I'm going to be on the move. I'm going to be on the move. Yeah, that's right. Lana, thank you so much for the $35 donation on Venmo for gas. Thank you so much, Lana. I really appreciate you for the love. That's so incredibly kind. Lana, I will be using that for gas. I need to fill the tank, quite frankly. Jin, thank you for the $5 on Venmo, saying I'm a midwife and watching you debate has literally been my favorite lifeline since the election. Thank you. Jin, thank you for watching. I appreciate it so much. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. But I also just bought a new car. Bought it from my dad. It's an SUV, and living in Colorado, it's always really good to have an SUV during the winter time. And I've never had an SUV during the winter time, and that was so huge. Yeah, so I'm all set for the trip tomorrow. It's gonna be in the brand new car. Can't wait. Hannah, thank you for the $20 donation on Venmo. Hannah says, I could watch you all day. Thank you for everything that you do and all that you are. Hannah, that is so incredibly kind of you. Thank you so much. Everybody, please show some love to Hannah down below in that comment section. It means the world to me. Then Kathy with a $15 on Venmo for the airport bev. Yo, Kathy, word up. Appreciate it. Honestly, right, $15 for an airport bev sounds about right. I'm going to walk in, get a water. They're going to say $15, sir. Brittany, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Brittany says, I hope you have a safe travel day. Have fun in DC. Thank you, Brittany. Yeah. Hopefully I have a safe travel day as well. The roads between here and Denver aren't typically the funnest. Speaking of, Alana, thank you so much for the $10 donation on Venmo. Alana says, be safe on I-70. Hopefully the roads are good. You never know with the interstates in Colorado. There's a lot of mountain peaks that can get a lot of snow. Anytime, like after September, there could be crazy blizzards running on those mountain peaks. Alexandria, thank you so much for the $7 on PayPal saying keep debating people on abortion. Yeah, I see that you guys quite like that, so I think I'll keep it up. And thank you for the hand hearts, Nick. You are phenomenal. Yeah, so that's gonna be so much fun, so much fun. And then then the day after that on the 16th, I'll have that whole day free. I'll be spending that with Parker, his girlfriend, and my girlfriend alongside Chris and Harry. That's going to be awesome. So you guys, my girlfriend has never met Parker and my girlfriend has never met his girlfriend. So that's going to be a very interesting dynamic and I cannot wait for it. Double date. Yep. That ass. Yeah. We got an Airbnb with them. Taylor, thank you for the Galaxy. So in the Airbnb, it's going to be, we got a 2-room Airbnb, 1 room for me and my girlfriend, 1 room for Parker and his girlfriend. A true crossover episode. A true crossover episode. Vlog in DC, that's kind of the plan. You know, I want to try to find some kind of content to make down there. Yeah. All right, guys. I love you all. I'm going to go ahead and hop off for the night. Be safe, everyone. I will see y'all in a handful of days on the lives. But I'm sure I will keep you guys very posted on Discord, Instagram, Twitter, and even some feed posts on here. Peace out, y'all.